What is up, Los Angeles? We are back. It is beautiful to be back. He's Doug McCain. I'm Bill Reiter. That makes this DMAC Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That's calldowntown.com. To misquote a film, I can't quit you, buddy. I miss you, man. Vacation's supposed to be, I'm glad I'm not at work. I miss being at work and hanging out with you, dude.
That was the longest 9 days of my life, longest week of my life.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I think it was pretty sure it was my first paid vacation. I would have paid to do shows last week with you, my man. Hey, but hey, we got a little recharge, got a little re-energy. We're back, baby. We're all the way back.
Yeah, we're not in Philly, and we're not going to be like, it's so great. LeBron's in Philly. Can't we just celebrate his taking a big dump on L.A.? Not on this show, baby. Let's get it. Of course, all the ways, right, to reach out and be part of the show. We want you to do that. If you want your voice to be part of the program, you can call Doug and I at 855-97-LA-FAN, 855-97-LA-FAN. We're also streaming. We're back. Let's go on the old YouTube at The Fan LA, at The Fan LA. We're going to get into Doug celebrating for Spain so loudly to avoid losing a bet. I could hear him from Big Sur. We'll talk
Spain, baby!
So much Dodgers.
Yeah!
Yeah. Also Ohtani. Okay, Doug's going to take a premature, ill-advised, oh my God is right, ill-advised and inaccurate
no one's taking victory lap for Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, you were
not
earlier.
being at 100%.
You literally were running a circle.
Dude, I don't remember that.
You brought confetti out of your pocket. It was crazy. Well, all kinds of stuff to get into. We will give you later in the show its own segment, 5 reasons LeBron will fail with the Sixers. So we'll hold that. Maybe some of that will bleed into this. There's a lot of things to get into. And maybe we'll catch you up on our. Did you have a good vacay? You look rested, man. You look like you lost weight. You already looked great before, but you look good.
Got
dude.
some steps in, 10,000 steps a day.
Okay.
Went to a field trip.
Oh yeah.
Watched a lot of old games. We watched the 1984 NBA Finals for some reason. Right. It was good times though, man. I saw some movies. We'll do some movie reviews at some point. I saw Obsession finally. You wanted me to see that, yeah, I did some homework that you gave for me as far as movie watching. But
I'd never give you homework.
It was good times. But I am more than happy, more than excited to be back, baby.
All right, so LeBron James on Friday morning when Doug and I were on vacation, obviously let it be known on social media he's going to be a Philadelphia 76er. Do you have any of that confetti left? Can I have a little bit just as a mini celebrity? What's my sound effect of confetti falling? I will say that I did say multiple times, as we all speculated, with no idea where LeBron was going to go, that he always is slightly surprising when he's had these moments to decide a new place. Philadelphia is a bit of a surprise. It was on the list, but I believe many reactions were, oh, swear word, as some of the guys in the hallway were just saying. Obviously, the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports, had you covered. They've talked about it, but Doug and I haven't had a chance yet. So let's get into LeBron. My first reaction was, oh, I almost swore there. Oh, shoot, I wish I was working. And my second reaction was a severe eye roll that nearly injured myself.
First, definitely shared that first one with you. Hey, I knew that if there were two guys in this world that were going to keep it 100 about where LeBron was going, how that impacted LA, I think that's for sure the two guys hosting this show. But also, yeah, it was more of LeBron James, right? This is what he does. I know there's this big debate out there. Was it ring chasing? 100% it was ring chasing. He picked the best roster that could give him the best chance to win a championship in short order, and I still feel that way.
DMAC Reiter here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. We're back, and if you want to call us, 855-97-LA-FAN. So I've been listening to D-Fish and to Cody talking. I've been listening to the Midday Show. They've been doing a great job. I've been listening to all the prognosticators across the country. Can I give you my sort of... I wish we'd worked on Friday. I miss doing the show. I miss doing the show all week, especially with that news. But sometimes it's nice to be able to take a beat and process something. That's a cool looking magnet. Can I give you my sort of few days later perspective on this?
Yeah.
I'm here for the ring chasing debate if people want to have it. If they want to have it, you are correct, and everyone else on the other side is incorrect. Of course it's ring chasing. If you want to get into the semantics of how one chases rings and who builds a ring, fine. I think, all right, I'm going to go from an LA perspective here. I'm not speaking about how they feel in Cleveland. I'm not talking about how they feel in Miami. I'm not talking about how national radio shows, of which there are some in this market that purport to be on LA stations, even though they don't talk LA sports from an LA perspective, go after it. I'm going to talk as a Los Angeles radio host, a person who lives here, who's sitting with Mr. LA. I think that the idea of LeBron James and whether he's ring chasing, that debate utterly and totally misses the point. You can't often know, at least in every moment that's going on, what is in the hearts of the athletes that we root for, what is in the hearts or not of the people who represent the cities that we're in. We do know that LA expects to be loved. We do know that LA considers itself, rightly so, the best city on the face of the earth. We do know that these teams, including the Lakers, Dodgers, Lakers, Rams, UCLA, USC, they're public trust to a degree. And I know that they're businesses and people are going to do what they're going to do, but they matter in an emotional way to people in this city. And it turns out, forget the ring chasing. LeBron, to quote Bill Parcells, who's quoting, I think, Maya Angelou, people tell you who they are, listen. LeBron just told us he's a mercenary. You want to go chase a ring? That's fine. You want to go to Philadelphia because it's your best chance? That's fine. I don't think the ring debate is the right topic. I think it misses the point. The point is he never loved L.A. How do I know he never loved L.A.? Because he didn't love Cleveland enough to go back to Cleveland when they were good. And he's from Akron. He didn't love Miami enough to go back to Miami when they have Giannis and they have Bam. It just turns out, and it's okay, you can be this thing, he's an absolute mercenary. And all of this talk, and all of this hand-wringing, and all of this spin zone, which we'll get into later, Dan Wojcicki, I think, reported for The Athletic that LeBron, his tenure was over when they never informed him that Luka had been traded, that they were going to get Luka. You don't inform mercenaries. He's not family. He wasn't Kobe. He wasn't half of the guys who have represented people in this city. And so for me, as I process DMAC, LeBron going to Philly, my takeaway isn't he deserves, he doesn't deserve, but it's he never loved L.A. for anything other than a vehicle to win and for his own glory and his own greatness, and that is totally acceptable, and he's an adult, and he's allowed to do that. But when you treat a place, especially Los Angeles, like it doesn't matter, like it only matters in what it can give you in that moment, then you're not a part of that place, and we have every right to go after that guy if we want to, just like he has every right to leave.
Man, I will say, Bill, I think God put me on this earth to argue with Bill Reiter. Can't argue with you on this one, man. I can't tell you how much I agree with you every word you just said. And I go back to what Ramona Shelburne reported a couple of weeks ago when she said the Lakers called Paul, of course, Rich Paul, LeBron's agent, a week before free agency when teams could approach their own free agents to try to arrange a video conference with James, and were told he wasn't available. So it's clear to me, now that we've seen the deal that he signed with Philly, the big question entering summer was, would LeBron take a pay cut? Would LeBron take some off just so we can improve the roster that he's on? Well, guess what? I think the ultimate slap in the face wasn't leaving the Lakers. It was proving the discount was always available, just not for the Lakers, right? He spent years telling us business is business. And then he treats Philadelphia like their family, and he wants to give them the best deal. And I look at it this way. I think there's an absolute slap in the face to the Lakers just for the simple fact that, look, yeah, of course, LeBron at $20 and $30 million, if that gets in the way of you getting Walker Kessler and improving the roster in other ways, yeah, you're going to second-guess that. But 100% the Lakers would have wanted LeBron back at $4 million per year. Dude playing for nothing.
Yeah.
At the four. Look, to me, and this
Go to
is
Philadelphia, where he has no connection to anything.
Exactly.
Which he's allowed to do.
So that's the thing.
But I don't have to celebrate his disrespect of Los Angeles because he wants to go. And by the way, chase a ring, fine. Fine. You could have chased a ring in L.A.
Exactly. He could. That's the thing about LeBron. He could have chased a ring in L.A., and I think this is a very clear message. If I'm J.J. Redick in this situation, I think he needs to go against LeBron and tell his own players, hey, LeBron said that Embiid's better than you, Walker Kessler. And LeBron said that Jaylen Brown's better than you, Austin Reeves, or Luka Doncic, whoever it may be, because that's the truth, that LeBron feels like the Sixers, as currently constructed, are a better roster than the Lakers. And yes, you can make that case 100%, but the thing about LeBron is he's not loyal. He didn't care about Los Angeles. He didn't care about the Lakers. And two, he didn't care about his legacy with the Lakers. If LeBron had given the Lakers this level of discount and they were able to put these pieces around Luka, Reeves, and LeBron, LeBron would be absolutely celebrated. He would have gotten a statue in LA. Instead, I think that LeBron should get booze when he comes back to Crypto.com Arena.
Statue. I wouldn't retire. I wouldn't do
Not
anything
now.
for
I'm saying
him.
he could have.
No, I'm with you, dude.
Yeah.
100% agreement here on DMAC and Reiter, the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports, 855-97 LA Fan. It is very cool to see so many of you over on the stream. Do me a favor, do Doug a favor, smash that like button if you're watching on YouTube at The Fan LA. If you're driving around LA, if you're listening on the only sports talk radio station in Southern California on the FM dial, thank you. We're glad you found us. We appreciate you. So, can I also praise the Lakers by way of what's happened? Whenever LeBron's up for sort of a potential free agency, am I allowed to, quote Kanye again? Is he kind of
yeah.
I'm not in any way endorsing any of Kanye's antics, but I will quote I think it was from 30 Hours, where there's a line, I'm going to get it wrong, but it's basically, she says I gave her the best years of her life. I saw her the other day. I guess she was right. That's what LeBron has done for a time to every organization he's been at. If you go back and again, he has a right to leave. He has a right to divorce his team. He has a right to do it obnoxiously. That doesn't mean, and this is just some of my colleagues here on the station as well, that we have to praise him, that we have to pretend like he is some gilded, perfect creature of God's basketball grace that can never be criticized. When he left Cleveland the first time, it took them a while to build themselves back up to a respectable basketball team. When he left Miami in the lurch, they were bad. That was one of the only times in Eric Spoelstra's career that he lost more games than he won in a regular season. When he left Cleveland the second time, you know the story, they were bad. The Lakers have somehow been able to have LeBron James leave them and put together a team that is projected to be about 46 or 47 wins in terms of the over-under number in Vegas, meaning I think the Lakers are actually going to be pretty good. LeBron leaves organizations utterly and totally bankrupt. And the fact that's been his pattern, and that they've tried to find a way to prepare for life after LeBron while LeBron was there, isn't an insult to LeBron James, or it wasn't. It was an understanding of what LeBron's about. And the fact that he was willing to take less money, to your exact point, and so could have had his cake and eaten it too. He could have been in a team preparing for the future and still won. And this isn't a shot at Dan Wojcicki, but maybe it is. Dan's reporting in The Athletic like LeBron knew it was over when Luka was brought in. That's ridiculous. That just tells you LeBron never loved the Lakers the way they deserve to be loved. And by the way, he didn't love Miami. This isn't a Cleveland radio station, but if you're in Cleveland and this guy's toyed with you again, Miami's a good basketball team if LeBron goes. Cleveland's a good basketball team if LeBron goes. The Lakers are, as you noted, a really good basketball team if he stays. LeBron doesn't deserve our praise, and I think it is worthy in Los Angeles of pointing out to your he slapped this city in the face. He has a right to do it, but why in the holy hell can't we, metaphorically speaking, slap back?
Exactly. Look, if people want to say out there that LeBron James has earned the right to join whatever team he wants at 41, at whatever price he wants, then sure, that's absolutely right. LeBron has earned that right. But I think, too, we have the right to point out the fact that he takes the easiest path to a championship.
Every time, dude.
I saw a really good, I think it was Rob Parker said that the GOAT stands for goes on another team. For me, the GOAT stands for greatest opportunist at trophies. He's the greatest to me, GOAT stands for greatest opportunist at trophies. I'm not that great, but I think that's what it means to me, is that LeBron does not like to be around for the entire rebuild. He doesn't stay for the rebuild. He shows up at the ribbon cutting ceremony, right? He shows up when the mansion's completed. And guess what? LeBron is running from the San Antonio Spurs. LeBron is running from the Oklahoma City Thunder. LeBron did reportedly try to join the New York Knicks before he joined the Sixers.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is the ultimate.
Anybody there? Go away. No one's home.
Exactly, right? I mean, look, this guy took a pay cut, but he is trying to take a shortcut too. And that's the truth about LeBron James. And no one can tell me anything different that, hey, sure, greatest player of all time, you can make that argument, but also he's the greatest opportunist at trophies, and he thinks that the Sixers can fast track a championship.
And maybe they can.
And maybe they can. But that's also why it's such a sour relationship. Because guess what? Every team that LeBron has left, they've really wanted him to stay there, right?
I'm going to get cheesy. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So whatever. My wife's listening. My kids are listening. Love my wife. Love of my life. Totally true. Not the first person I've loved, right? Not the first person I've dated. Some relationships you have and that end and are painful because you look back and you're like, I love that person loved me, and it didn't work out. Some relationships end and you look back and you go, that person was the worst. I mean, I had a good time. It was fun, but I was confusing maybe love for some other things. That's how Miami and Cleveland and LA, I think, feel today. That, oh my God, this guy never actually loved me. This guy never was committed in the way that I was. This guy, we were never soulmates. We weren't even in love. I met some lady. I was on vacation in Paso Robles this past 2 or 3 days, and I met a lady, ran a winery. She was wonderful, and she has an ex-husband, and she told me her life story, and she still loves her first husband. They're just friends, right? That's not the relationship LeBron had with Cleveland, twice, Miami, or LA. That's, for me, the takeaway. You want to be a ring chaser? Fine. You want to say, and I've heard other hosts on the station say, he has every right to go there. Of course he does. I don't do a radio show in Philadelphia. I don't live in Philadelphia. I don't care about Philadelphia. My kid's a Lakers fan. I live in Los Angeles. And for people that are Lakers fans, I think they have every right to wake up and go, oh, this guy was maybe we were using him too, but he was using us. The takeaway is he's a mercenary. That's what he is.
100%. Could not agree more. And I think, too, on top of everything else, is I hear from people out there, DMAC, you're some ungrateful, delusional Lakers fan. LeBron brought you back to relevance. LeBron got you guys a championship. 1, that was the minimum. 2, he also basically single-handedly nuked a second championship because he, along with Anthony Davis, were the 2 guys behind the disastrous Russell Westbrook trade. Let's not forget that. If it wasn't for LeBron wanting Russell Westbrook, and yes, this is speaking to a bigger problem about how Rob Pelinka and the Lakers had run their organization at the time, but the Lakers should have gotten possibly 2 titles out of LeBron. Yes, the 1, it was nice, it was the minimum, but it's the sour taste that he leaves in your mouth when he leaves, knowing that, hey, he left this organization when there was a clear path to him still being on this team, helping this team win. And you're absolutely right that it always feels like he has 1 foot out the door in every single relationship. He's that dude who is he's with his girl, but hey, he's at the party and he's looking at every girl that comes through that door, right? He's always looking for an opportunity to strike, to get better, and he wants to take those shortcuts. And there's a report out there, he's not even going to live in Philly. He's going to live in New York,
I knew
right?
it too. I knew helicopter life.
He wants to be Rocky, but he doesn't want to run up those steps, right? He wants to be that dude. And I'm just telling you, he's not going to identify with anywhere. I think Cleveland might show him some love, but let's be honest, I'd be pissed if I was a Cleveland fan. I'd be pissed if I was a Miami fan. I would damn be pissed if I'm a Laker fan, dude.
So here's what I love it, dude. DMAC and Reiter, you took the week off, but you're still working because you wrote that one down. The new 97 on the fan.
I rewatched
The
Rocky,
Voice of
man.
LA Sports. There's a new movie, a trailer called I Am Rocky, about the true story of making Rocky.
Yeah.
I've watched that trailer 10 times. I ain't judging you. I'm loving you. DMAC and Reiter, 97 on the fan. I got a buddy. I got a tennis friend he's probably 55. He's rich. He's never been married. He's single. He's a good-looking guy. He's in shape. He drives a really nice car. And from my perspective, right, he dates women. He never promises he's going to marry them. They fall in love with him. Once they get too close to him, he breaks up with them and goes on with someone else. From my perspective, right, he's my friend. I go, oh, that's an interesting lifestyle. I could see from the other perspective, if you're the woman who's that maybe you don't love it. I would never let this guy date someone I care about, but he's a fun guy to have a beer with. I don't dislike this guy. That's LeBron. I don't dislike LeBron. I'm not mad at LeBron, but LeBron isn't loyal. And the difference between a sports team and maybe I've heard, look, I think Derek Fisher's amazing. He's obviously D-Fish. He and I don't agree on this topic. We haven't talked about it, but I was driving in today. I was listening to D-Fish and Decker. It was really good. And Derek made the point that when you have a business and you try to get sort of that valuation to sell for $1 billion, it doesn't quite work. Is it really that big a deal when you sell the company to someone else and go on their board? It was a good analogy. I would offer, and maybe Derek has a different view because he was a player and he was in the arena, right? So everything becomes work. Everything becomes a business. It's not a business to Lakers fans. It's their heart and soul, or Dodgers fans, or Rams fans. It's something that matters. It's something that means something. I mean, this is a sports talk radio station that Odyssey launched because there's such a passion for sports in L.A. Our company, thought it would be a really good idea. And LeBron did not service that and did not embrace that. And this idea that we have to treat LeBron like a business person and we have to pretend that we sports fans have no emotions is stupid, is silly, is wrong, is unfair, it's a fallacy. And you know how I like to use people's words against them. I was trying to remember this commercial. LeBron James has gone through his career selling shoes, selling his image, competing with Jordan based on the idea that the cities he plays for are meaningful, that he has a connection, that to be my friend, the tennis guy who actually doesn't love the women that he dates, he tells him he loves them. He just doesn't. LeBron has told us again and again how much he's loved us. This is Cleveland, but can I just read you? This is LeBron's words from a Nike commercial when he went back to Cleveland. LeBron, this is him in like a real sappy voice, in a real emotional voice with music. He says, everything that we do on this floor is for this city. We owe them. We're going to grind for this city. They're going to support us, man, but we got to give it all back to them. Everybody, the whole city of Cleveland. That's what it's about. He's done that on LA. He's done that in Miami. Don't spend your entire career for 2 decades playing on the love of the cities you played in to make money and to build your brand and to sell yourself as the GOAT and to sell your shoes and then be angry when you one day go, just kidding, never really loved you that much, I'm going to Philly. We're allowed to point out that you are, at best, a mercenary.
Exactly. And I think if you're LeBron, those situations too, is he wonders, right? Why don't I feel that love from one particular city? I think Ohio and the deep roots he has in Northeast Ohio, I think that, yeah, there's real love there for sure.
And he didn't go back.
But he didn't go back, right? And if I'm like, we're doing this again,
right?
They didn't want him to. When he left in 2018, that was off a finals appearance, right? They had just made the finals, right? And he goes to the Lakers, and let's be honest, like, you can't give him everything, but they, for a franchise like the Lakers, basically gave him everything they could possibly give him, right? I mean, they get his guy, Anthony Davis. You ended up winning a championship, but then Vogel gets fired. You end up keeping THT, Taylor Horton-Tucker, who was a clutch client, and Alex Caruso goes away. You draft his son, who had zero business being drafted where he got drafted, having scored 4 points a game at USC. And then how about this? His own agent, Rich Paul, goes on his podcast and says that the Lakers should trade their homegrown talent in Austin Reeves for Jaren Jackson Jr., right? I mean, the stuff that LeBron kind of got away with here and the things that happened with him and this fan base, I mean, just kind of close your eyes and think of what's your favorite LeBron moment as a Laker? What, the play-in game shot where he said that he saw 3 rims, he was just aiming at the one in the middle? The moments really just aren't there. You make one finals appearance in 8 years in the Western Conference, and I think that it's just going to be looked back and LeBron's going to realize, because he's building his big mansion to live in LA, it's not going to hit the same when they show you on the video board at Crypto, knowing this is how it ended with him and the Lakers.
You can live here, but it doesn't mean you're of here. And that's one of the things that LeBron James just cost himself. Phone number 855-97-LA fan. God, it feels good to bring some truth here to the LA airwaves of LeBron. 855-97-LA fan. He is Doug McCain. I am Bill Reiter. We're also streaming away from just the FM, which we hope you'll listen to when you're in the car. You can also watch us on YouTube at The Fan LA, at The Fan LA. The biggest part of LeBron's hypocrisy, next on DMAC and Reiter. All right, welcome back into the show. DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Can I tell you the other thing that gets me about LeBron? And my thing is, did you ever read Catcher in the Rye?
Back in the day.
Yeah, me too. I made it, but it stuck with me. Holden Caulfield, right? I don't like bleeping GD phonies. You can be edgy, you can be a little too candid, you can be passive aggressive, but I need it to be authentic. LeBron's pretending that he connects to the plays and then leaving in the lurch has always bothered me. Look, I have not been around every athlete that matters, but I've been around LeBron a lot. We know that I've talked to LeBron. I know LeBron. He's been nice to me. He's been very unnice to me on social media. So I can say this. Dude, he is an impressive guy. He is a smart, sophisticated dude. He has a huge basketball IQ. He's an incredibly impressive person. And he knows the game inside out. He is aware of what it takes to build a winner. He is absolutely in touch with how difficult it is with the aprons and the CBA. Every single time that he has left a place or demanded money that made it harder for him to build a winner, he understood the consequences on the basketball team that he was playing for he was leaving. There are some guys, some athletes, right, aren't really thinking about that stuff. But when they leave and it goes south, they're like, it's not their focus. LeBron could be a GM. He could be an owner. He knows the game inside out. And so the fact that he constantly left teams in the lurch and the fact that he was totally aware of what $50 million would cost the Lakers in terms of being able to compete and then turned around and went somewhere for $8 million, to me, that's the ultimate slap in the face to LA. Not that he left, but that someone that in tune with how the building of basketball teams works now would try to sabotage LA's chances to win for his own ego, and then when they wouldn't pay him that kind of money, wouldn't take their phone calls and took the absolute minimum at the most loaded team where he has no connection, that is a slap in the face to the Lakers. Pure and simple. Exactly.
And I think that for me, that's where this frustration comes from, is because obviously you think that LeBron could still help you. And at that price, that's an incredible deal. You're basically getting a Lamborghini at the price of a Nissan Altima. Like, that kind of value in a salary cap league with aprons, it just doesn't happen very often. And Philly gets to benefit from that. And I think that if you're the Lakers in all this, you were with him through the good times with the Lakers, the bad times with the Lakers. And here's the thing. Even if Luka Doncic is the best player out of all the players in the Sixers or the Lakers, and maybe Austin Reeves isn't as good as their second option, you're choosing their roster over the roster that you saw the ups and downs with. And if you are the Lakers, you're basically seeing a guy leave you when you were trying to accomplish that for so many years. And I just don't know why there's people out there that are Lakers fans saying, oh, I want to watch all these Sixers games. Oh, if I'm not rooting for the Lakers, I'm going to root for the Sixers. I'm like, I hope they go 0-82 and miss the playoffs. Like,
he's the new Ronaldo, dude. Has this cult following, is an all-time great, is off-putting in ways that are unfortunate, and I think behaves in a sporting sense, not a human sense, in a sporting sense, in a way that can make it really hard to appreciate his absolute greatness if you're not part of the cult.
Exactly. Like, that is definitely how it feels in this situation, because here's the thing. You know, the Lakers, they would want to sign him at that price, right? I think that's completely obvious. And you know that there's a level of pettiness and spitefulness and vindictiveness to LeBron that I think he wanted to happen in this situation and get aimed towards the Lakers, because he basically told the Lakers, hey, I want it all, man. I want the lifestyle. I want the money. I want the mansion. I want the cars. I want all this stuff. But suddenly he's willing to make a sacrifice for Philly? Last time I checked, Philly didn't draft his son. Last time I checked, Philly didn't do all these things.
You're so right, dude. You're so right.
And they get to reap the benefits of this. And it almost feels, too, like if you are LeBron in this situation and you're seeing, yes, you did go to the best roster that you could possibly go to, but at what cost? And if you don't win here, what do the optics look like if you're LeBron? Because let's not forget, I mean, what did Kobe say after his last game? You were at that game, and he said, hey, we stuck it out through the good times and the bad times, and we never ran. I think it's pretty obvious who Kobe Bryant was talking about back then, and that felt like a shot at LeBron, and it feels more truer than ever that it was aimed at LeBron, especially with this last move.
Let me also just give a basketball perspective as we I think correctly here on DMAC and Reiter vent some LA self-righteousness. And I think that self-righteousness is long overdue. And we sort of walked through it. I can't remember, DMAC, if this was on the practice shows that we did before we launched or it was live on the air, but I remember having these conversations with you. And I feel like a take I gave you, a theory I gave you, before we ever knew if LeBron was going to leave or not, has turned out was absolutely true. And I think we've got enough evidence from LeBron that I feel good about going from this could be the thing to this is the thing. LeBron is brutal behind the scenes when he's brutal. He is, what's the analogy? He is the buddy at the party who's either the life of the party or destroys the party, depending on the mood that he's in, right? He is, in a basketball sort of culture-building sense, not a real-life sense, he is a basketball bipolar leader. Because when he's great, he's the best, but when he's not, it's really, really tough. From my times covering these teams and being around LeBron and being around other people who play with him. And I remember speculating that maybe LeBron couldn't be the number 2 to Luka, and that it would actually poison the well. Remember saying to you that there was a world where it could be on paper absolutely true, totally reasonable, that LeBron coming back to the Lakers makes them a better team. And as you just noted, at the veterans minimum, it does on paper. But I think it's possible that LeBron would have destroyed the Luka era if he'd come back. That all of the things we've seen now, the need for adulation and attention, making GMs leave him voice messages to recruit him, playing with the heartstrings of Miami and Cleveland, not LA because obviously he left, not appreciating the loyalty of drafting Bronny. Maybe all of these things are LeBron. Again, I'm quoting Parcells, who's quoting Maya Angelou. Maybe LeBron was telling us who he was all this time and we didn't listen, and now he's screaming it that he is destructive when he doesn't get what he wants. And I think there's an alternate universe where LeBron stays and he takes the minimum because his daughter really wants him in LA, or he thinks he can make it work, or Bronny says, Dad, please don't go, or whatever the reason. And LeBron is so put out and such a diva about it and so upset that he's not making the same money and that he's the third choice that he actually makes life so miserable for Luka Doncic that it doesn't work this next season, this alternate universe, and Luka eventually leaves. I actually think there's a world where the Lakers understood that and they never brought him back for that reason, or LeBron did LA a giant favor by slapping this city and this team in the face, making it really easy to say goodbye, and saving us from the destructive forces he brings when he's a miserable guy.
Yeah, so that's the way to look at it from the inside for sure. I think when you look at LeBron's history and bad mood LeBron and miserable LeBron, it's absolutely toxic. And organizations just can't have success when he does not want to be there and he's not locked in, right? I mean, just the gravity of that situation is too intense. But I will say this, though. Yeah, sure. Could that have stunted the growth of Luka and Austin Reeves and the new pieces to have just the cloud of LeBron James, the distraction of a potential farewell tour? I would say probably for sure. But on the same note, if you had a LeBron that looked in the mirror and was honest with himself about the kind of player he currently is, he's a guy that his stats have declined, right? He's not an MVP candidate anymore. He's a 26-6 guy. Yeah, still incredible player, still an all-star level player for sure, but Father of Time is undefeated, and the truth is that had LeBron said, wait a second, we talked about that in March, right? We talked about the best version of this Lakers team. The version of this Lakers team with LeBron as a third option, I still think as a team, especially with the parts they added this offseason, could have been interesting, could have potentially made some noise in the West, could have made a way to the finals, and LeBron could have said, you know what? I'm grateful for all things that the Lakers did for me, and I am going to be here. I'm going to be here at a discounted rate. I'm going to do the Tom Brady, the Shohei Ohtani thing, right, where I just want better pieces around me in a situation where I can compete, but he didn't do it. You know what I think is right in all this? I think Jeannie Buss is right in all this. I think Jeannie Buss is right when she said that LeBron was ungrateful. I don't think LeBron was grateful. If he was, and he realized the power of this Lakers organization, what they were able to do for him, not only on the court, but off the court, taking a brand that was already one of the biggest globally. Let's not forget, his Q score after the decision plummeted, right? LeBron was in movies here. I think being attached to the Lakers is a big thing. I do think LeBron was ungrateful.
And the thing is, and I'm not making excuses for him, and I do think for someone that was a childhood star, he's an incredibly impressive guy. I wouldn't want to be Macaulay Culkin or Michael Jackson. I think the weight of fame is awful enough. To have it thrust upon you when you're a kid is, I think, would be a difficult burden. And obviously, LeBron was put on the cover of Sports Illustrated. The chosen one was a young dude, and I think he's handled himself really impressively considering that. All of that said, it does create a little narcissism. It does create a world where you're not used to not getting what you want. It does create a world where maybe if you're LeBron James, it is hard to be number two. It is hard to be grateful. It is hard to see everything that Jeannie Buss reportedly was put out about LeBron not appreciating. If you're LeBron, it's why would I appreciate something that's automatic? You do what I say. I get what I want. And the thing about LeBron, and I know this from covering him, is he is surrounded by a core group of friends, as we all know, and there can be some sycophancy there. He can be in this sort of echo chamber where he hears the only thing he wants to hear, and that, makes for obnoxiousness sometimes, or makes for going to Philly, or makes for saying things that are tone deaf, but it also can make you a tough teammate. Because if you're transitioning to the second or third most important guy in the Lakers, and Austin Reeves and Luka are trying to manage you to be the right version of yourself for the team, and you go home, and Maverick and Randy and everybody else tells you, you're the guy, they should treat you better, you're not being appreciated, it's easy for that to become toxic really, really quickly. Really quickly.
It can. I agree with that. And here's the thing. I am fully... I 100% admit that LeBron James, you can make the case he's the greatest player in NBA history, but that's why...
He's one or two, dude.
He's one or two.
Yeah.
He's nothing past two, 100%. But that's what frustrates this. That's what frustrates me the most about this is you don't have a graceful, potentially ending of your legacy with the Lakers, a franchise that is the it franchise, the marquee franchise. And kind of, too, I think that I hear a lot of people say, LeBron James should just be doesn't need to be thankful because his connection with Anthony Davis and Clutch, that's how that trade happened. Guess what? It was the Lakers that drafted Brandon Ingram, who made the All-Star team last year. Lonzo Ball was an emerging player that still had upside. Josh Hart is still in this league. He was a pivotal player for the Knicks. The Lakers drafted those guys that led to Anthony Davis. They also gave up the number 4 overall pick. So it's not like the Lakers didn't cash in on those assets to get Anthony Davis to the Lakers, which was incredible for this franchise that led to a championship. So look, the Lakers did a lot for LeBron James. Yes, LeBron did a lot for the Lakers. Yes, it was a mutually beneficial partnership, but guess what? He cannot enjoy his LA privileges. This, in the words of Ving Rhames, Marcellus Wallace from Pulp Fiction, you've lost your LA privileges, dude. Okay, you can have that mansion here, you can live here, but hey, when he goes around LA, it should not be celebrated the same as it would have been had he stayed here, had he finished his career here, had he take the pay cut here, had he sacrificed for this organization. And look, we know that LeBron wouldn't have a video conference with them, right? The Lakers wanted to communicate with LeBron. LeBron didn't communicate with them. And that, to me, tells me whatever gets reported from now on, we'll see. But it wasn't this amicable exit that everyone's making out to be.
Yeah, we're going to do some myth busting later in the show. We'll close here. We're going to get to Hero of the Day. And we'll keep talking LeBron if you guys want to at 855-97 LA Fan. I co-sign, support, love everything my partner DMAC just said. And I will add to the other maybe hosts on the station, to friends of mine and other media, to people who are writing about this story. We don't do nuance well in America anymore, and we certainly don't do nuance well with LeBron. No one is saying he can't go to Philly. No one is saying he's not allowed to ring chase. No one is saying that he hasn't won rings on his own. What we are saying is when you treat Los Angeles the way that LeBron did, you are not entitled to be treated as a savior on the way out. You cannot have your cake and eat it too, not in this city. All right, this isn't, Iowa, Sioux City. We are not going to worship you for something you did 5 years ago, especially when you treat us the way you did 5 minutes ago. And that, I think, is the right take on LeBron James. It's DMAC and Reiter. We appreciate you hanging out. It is so great to be back on the air. And it is time for the DMAC and Reiter Hero of the Day nominees. It's more LeBron talk and Dodgers talk. Next, DMAC and Reiter. Sweet dreams are made for Doug McCain and Bill Reiter because we get to do radio again together. I love this song, dude. I think I say that every time that Brian Bershinger, the executive producer, plays it. It is my jam. You know, this is my jam. You know what's music to my ears?
What is it?
DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That is calldowntown.com. Let's take a phone call. It is Mike in Riverside. Mike, thank you, my friend, for listening. We appreciate you, brother. You are on DMAC and Reiter.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, dude?
Hey, so obviously this whole LeBron thing has just gone like out of whack with the whole LA fan base, with the whole Lakers fan base. Honestly, I always knew that he was just gonna go after the off season. The only problem I have with the whole Philly thing is that I thought he was gonna go back to either Cleveland or Miami, bro. He said that he wanted happiness when he in the off season. And I thought that was either going to be in Cleveland or Miami because they worshipped him in both of those places. And with Cleveland, they were just in the conference finals. They got a lot of good players over there with Mitchell, Mobley, and Harden. You know, and I'm like, that's still a good team.
That's a good
there.
team, dude. Are you a Lakers fan, Mike?
Yeah, I'm a Lakers fan. Yeah.
How's your optimism level? How you feeling? You feeling good? What do you think next year? Give it to me.
I feel pretty good. You know, I think the ceiling for the team is pretty high. You know, if they can get there, you know, we'll see. You know, we got to still see, but it's still pretty high.
I'm with you, bro. Like dude, Mike, thanks for the call. And we'll get to this later. I've got some data. So this is a mean-spirited, accurate LeBron segment in a few hours. We're gonna do 5 reasons he will fail in Philadelphia. And DMAC, there's some positive Lakers sort of nuggets that are a part of that. Do we have? I can't remember. It's been a week and a half, and I forgot how to do this radio show. Do we have? We don't have hero imaging, right? We have you. Do you want to do it?
Hero of the day, DMAC and Reiter.
That was amazing.
Okay.
Wow.
On the spot.
If you could be the hero, which you can't, I looked in the fine print. You would get it for that. Can I go first?
Yeah, bang it out.
Ferran Torres, Spain striker, scored the winning goal. Saved you from having to have a on-air Jeff Passan apology. You should get a Ferran Torres tattoo somewhere on your arm or something. He saved you, bro.
Look, in that case, because that takes away one of my heroes of the day, because I was going to go with the Spain national team, so I'm not going to do that for saving me. But honestly, I'm actually kind of sad. Can I tell you, I was secretly rooting for Argentina.
Okay.
Because I kind of wanted the humiliation ritual.
We can still do it.
Of having
Let's do it.
Should we still do it?
Let's still do it.
Just to have Jeff Passan on the show in the trade deadline. So
come on.
There was a part of me that was
okay?
kind of rooting for Argentina. But I'm going to go Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker,
you stole that one from me.
Duck. Kyle Tucker is look. He had a couple of big hits in the Mets series and the 2 wins for the Friday and Saturday game. He had a home run in both of them. So look, for the month, still not great, hitting .238 with a .694 OPS. I think that Kyle Tucker slumped a little bit because we were on vacation, and I think now that we're back, you're starting to see the numbers go up. Yeah.
Do you think he stopped going to his locker and then he missed it?
I think maybe.
Do you think that's possible?
I think there's a possibility there.
DMAC and
Deep
Reiter.
cut. The real ones will know.
That is a deep cut. I'm gonna keep with the Dodgers theme, and it leans somewhat into the Jeff Passan theme, which is also a deep cut. I'm gonna nominate Roki Sasaki. So if you include the Friday start when our last day of working, but we weren't on the air for that start. Since we went on vacation, he's had 2 outings. He's gone 12 2/3 innings. He's given up a single earned run. He's thrown 100 million miles per hour. He had 14 strikeouts in those 2 starts, a .71 earned run average, and he is looking like the ace that you have walked us through the Dodgers and Andrew Friedman always believing he could get to. And that level of excellence, given the struggles we saw before that, has been pretty cool. I didn't watch. I'm not gonna lie. I spent a lot of time not doing sports. I was there for the Roki stuff because I love Roki.
That's your guy, dude.
Roki Sasaki, nominated for just starting to pitch like a ball, absolute baller, dude.
Roki Sasaki is that dude for sure. I mean, you're seeing the flashes in those last 2 starts. Hey, forget Aaron Judge and Jalen Brunson being the king of New York. It was Roki Sasaki over last week. I mean, he was just incredible against the Mets and the Yankees, so I love to see that. I'm going to go with Puka Nacua. So Puka Nacua, you see him at Rams camp, and it just feels like a guy who's been through something.
You think so?
And he feels like he's coming out the other side a better person. There's a lightness to him. Adam Schefter reported that they're going to get a deal done with him at some point, so it feels like he's going to be the face of the Rams, at least one of them for the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, I would say so.
You know, Myles Garrett or Matt Stafford.
I said one of the faces.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For the next 5 to 10 years.
We're back, baby. That was too nice in the first 2 segments.
I said one of them.
I'm just checking.
Yeah, like this guy, he can win Offensive Player of the Year. So, look, I'm going Puka Nacua.
Are you praising his character, too, just like his decision-making and maturity?
People go through stuff.
I know.
People go through stuff.
I'm going through something right
and
now.
Sometimes when people go through stuff, you got to stick with them. And I think with Puka Nacua, he looks and feels and just sounds like a different guy early in training camp.
I'm going to nominate the word pandering. Just kidding. It's just I like
that.
That's
an anti-pandering.
Unrelated. Totally related.
No way.
Totally related. I missed you, man. I missed hanging
Why
out.
can't I say Puka Nacua?
You can do whatever you want. It's your show, dude.
You know what? But how about this?
No.
The Heroes, I'll send them to you the night before. You can approve of them if you want, and if you don't, I'll go back to the drawing board.
It's like LeBron leaving. You can do what you want, but you better expect some criticism.
That's fair. Okay, I'm here for it.
No, the Puka one, it's just like, here's why I'm actually coming at you over Puka. Puka can't be a hero till he acts at least moderately, heroic.
I've seen 2 days of training camp.
And you're in.
And I'm in.
You're sold.
You got me.
All right, I'm in too. I'll do a 180. I'm going to nominate Luka Doncic. And this is kind of betting on something I'm not entirely sure about. But as I've thought about this LeBron thing, and we hit on this a little bit a few moments ago here on DMAC and Reiter on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports, I think there's a world where Luka didn't publicly beg LeBron, where he allowed him to leave, or maybe he made it clear that it was his team and LeBron had to go because he understood that LeBron can be a problem behind the scenes, as we just discussed. And also because randomly I went to a dinner party last. I hate dinner parties, but I had a really nice time. And I pulled up, and we parked, and I looked, and there was Luka Doncic's house. He's always not on the brain. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny? You say you hate dinner parties, but I guarantee when everyone's leaving dinner parties, they're like, man, Bill loves dinner parties. He's that guy. You're a middler. Have you seen the Curb episode?
No, I need to see it. What's a middler?
So a middler, you're a perfect middler. So the middler is the person that goes in between 2 different parts of so you connect and have conversation with these guys and these guys because you have such a vast array of knowledge of so many different things. You have the personality.
Okay, now you're pandering to me. Can we get pandering back on there?
You would be a great middler is my point.
This was a crazy thing because my buddy Bruno, who we talk about, I'm like, I'm not going.
We talk about Bruno.
I'm like, I'm not going. And he sent me the guest list, and it was a bunch of tennis. I can't believe it just went Disney on me. It was a bunch of people who'd won majors in tennis, like former professional tennis players.
Serious stuff.
It was actually pretty interesting. But my point is, I was at Luka Doncic's house, and I saw Luka's house, and I thought, in there's a hero who got LeBron out of this town. I'm nominating him.
I'll throw my last one.
Hit me.
Dodgers president of baseball operations, Andrew Friedman. You're asking why? I'll tell you. Because
I would never question you.
Is an incredibly important week for the history of this Dodgers franchise. We trust Andrew Friedman with their lives. I think he's the most important executive in all of sports. If he feels in his heart of hearts, if he needs Skubal, go get him. If he doesn't feel like it, then fine. But I'm just trusting Andrew Friedman this week to put this Dodgers in the best position to do something they've never done, and that's win 3 straight World Series titles. So Andrew Friedman, he's my hero. He's my forever hero for what he's done to this Dodgers organization.
I'm gonna nominate. I don't know if he'll make the final list, which is my way of saying maybe he won't. But because it's sort of also you're not supposed to nominate other hosts, but James Coe. For stepping in, doing a hell of a job. Didn't tune in a lot, but tuned in a little bit. Heard great things. Obviously, he's amazing. I think he does a great show most nights from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., but he was doing this time slot last week while you and I were doing a little vacay. So thank you, Mr. Coe. Let's talk some Dodgers. Let's talk some Shohei Ohtani. Let's talk some, celebratory moments that maybe you shouldn't be celebrating. Let's talk beating the Mets 2 out of 3. Let's talk bullpen woes. Let's talk trade deadline. You ready for all the magic?
Let's go.
Are you ready for it?
Yep.
Because you know what I'm talking about, right? We have put together the sounds of the Dodgers last few days. We will get into everything, including some alarm bells for Ohtani, next, here on DMAC and Reiter. Oh, hell yeah, we're back, baby. Doug McCain, Bill Reiter, DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That is injury help to 40222. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for hanging. A bunch of you on the stream. That's cool. Hit that like button. You can hang out if you want on YouTube at The Fan LA, at The Fan LA. We are also the only sports talk radio station that A, you need to know about, but B, is on the FM dial. And if you're driving around, if you're hanging out, if you're listening at home or the office and you want to call us, 855-97-LA Fan. Good to see you, dude.
Right back at you, man.
You
look
were
like
stationary.
Well, I mean, I was out and about. I went to the beach a couple different times.
All right.
I was in your hood a couple different
I know
times.
you were.
Looking around. I thought about hitting you up. I was so close to like FaceTiming you. I skipped the text in the call and go right to FaceTime, by the way. I'm that kind of guy. But I was just like, let me give this guy a break.
No.
Let's be honest. Like, it was a vacation
give me a break,
from
my heart.
me,
No.
right? I think so.
Give me a break, my heart.
Your hood's nice, bro. Manhattan Beach.
It's not bad.
The weather, the beach. I went to Arthur J's, tried your old fashioned.
You said it was overrated. You did.
I did that just to mess with you. It was really good. It was really good.
Did you get the Brannigan's boots?
I got the oysters. Went crazy on the oysters.
Okay.
My man got me a little Tabasco. I like to throw that in my oysters. Slurped it up.
Wow, that happened.
It was good stuff, man.
Look at the numbers climb.
Hey, the steak fries, the porterhouse, bro.
Dude,
Arthur J's is no joke, dude. I see what the hype's all about.
It's a real spot. You know what? It's the Los Angeles Dodgers of steakhouses.
There it is.
Can't be topped. And we're going to talk some Dodgers right now. And just to kick it off, because we love that you, wherever you are listening, are letting us hang out with you a little bit. Come into your world, come into your car, come onto your stream, however you're chilling here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. We appreciate you. And we're going to take a phone call right off the top because this gentleman wants to talk Dodgers, and so do we. Daniel in Santa Ana, what is up? Appreciate you, pal. You are on DMAC and Reiter.
Yeah, guys, it's very cool to talk to you guys again. It's been a while. First, I want to talk about the third option, or now the fourth option in Philadelphia. I'm so glad to see him gone. Now we can stop talking about him and moving on to the Dodgers and Rams talk. So for the Dodgers, I like seeing Roki Sasaki improve so much. The secret has been that bigger glove that is used after the All-Star game. It's a cool glove, a yellow, like a mustard yellow glove, and it's been a big difference. So the Dodgers are going to need him either as a starter or as a reliever for the postseason. Lastly, the Rams. How about those new uniforms, the yellow uniforms from the throwbacks from the 1950s, and then the white jersey with the blue helmet, the white horn? It makes you think of, if you're into Rams history, makes you think back of Roman Gabriel and the Fearsome Four, some very cool uniforms. And I'm just so anxious to see when the Rams bring back AD. I cannot wait. I have no doubt that he'll come back. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Daniel, appreciate you. And by the way, I'm not sure if this is it public? You Rams Magic? Can we promote this?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Doug is going to be doing a multi-time-a-week Rams podcast. That is the definitive Rams podcast for 97.1 The Fan. It's going to be amazing. And sources tell me not only will it be multiple times a week, he put in his contract that I cannot be anywhere near it.
I was going to ask you to be the guest on the first show.
When's that get going?
We're lining some stuff up, man, for sure. Next couple of weeks, definitely hit the ground running. And then when the season starts, we got another special thing we're working on, too. So, yeah, basically it's just about taking Rams content and Rams coverage to the next level. I mean, I was the host of the #1 Rams podcast for a long time, but I always want to interview more players, have more people on it, and that's what this is about, is trying to give Rams fans everything they could possibly get when it comes to the best football team on the planet. He also mentioned those Rams uniforms. They're slick.
They're fired.
You got the gold ones, you got the white ones. They're clean.
I am going to be locked in when this thing launches. I cannot wait for your Rams podcast.
Oh, man, let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you're with me.
You got me.
855-97-LA Fan. Daniel, thank you for the call. Great to have you back on the air. You are welcome to call into this station and this show anytime you want. That goes for everybody listening. 855-97-LA Fan. We're nice here. I'd say we're pretty nice. Oh, the boss just came by and said, LeBron bipolar leadership, you guys are back. I thought it was accurate.
We are so back.
We're back.
Hey, we're nice when it's time to be nice, but hey, the thing is, sometimes the truth hurts. And we are the Keep It 100, Keep It a Buck show about sports in Los Angeles.
You just dropped a Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
It's got to be nice until it's time not to be nice. Exactly. It's amazing, pal. All right, so let's get into some Dodgers. Took 2 out of 3 from the Mets over the weekend. Really should have won yesterday's game. Largely some really good signs. Daniel talked about Roki's glove is so cool, and the way that he's pitching with that glove has also been pretty amazing. But not everything's amazing, and obviously there's some Shohei Ohtani worries. Dave Roberts was asked by our friend Ken Rosenthal on Fox during Saturday's broadcast, so a couple days ago, about this current health situation of one Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani supposed to have a bullpen session today. It was canceled. Dave, what is your level of concern about his ability to pitch again this season?
Not concerned at all as far as that. I think that for us, I think certainly the position that we've put in as a team, we have a lot more leeway to kind of make sure that he is as good to go and we don't have any setbacks. And he had a bullpen last week and didn't come out of it feeling well. So I think for us, it's just kind of let's take a couple steps back, not put him into a corner to make him have to do something, because I think honestly right now what we do have on our side is time.
All right, so your gleefulness over Ohtani's struggles in being right is just, it's galling.
I can't believe you're trying to tell the beautiful people of Los Angeles that I want this to happen, okay?
That's not what I'm saying.
For me,
necessarily,
this is something that I have felt in my heart of hearts was my biggest concern as we've started this show for the last couple of months, is that, look, Shohei Ohtani, we know he's the greatest baseball player ever imaginable. No one has ever done what Shohei Ohtani's done. That's pitch at a top 5 level, hit at an MVP level, and do it for multiple seasons. But I think what I had held on to is that at some point, the injury bug would come to have an impact on him. And we've seen the knee not at 100%. And a couple weeks ago when he missed that start heading to the All-Star break, it was a sign, I think the sign was made and it was very loud and clear, that Shohei Ohtani realized that even if I did make those starts, and Dave Roberts has said multiple times at this point that Shohei could still make those starts if there was a postseason game, but the Dodgers are playing for something bigger than one man's individual awards. They're playing for a chance to three-peat. And you've said all year, Bill Reiter, I want both. I want both. I want the three-peat. I want Shohei to win the Cy Young. I want to win the Best Actor Award. I want to win the Heisman Trophy. I want to use the Unicorn of the Century Award. You want everything. You want your cake and eat it too. But
I just won Doug McCain bingo. For the last thing was misrepresenting something I've said about Ohtani. So let me just write that down on the bingo.
Bill,
no, I'm excited.
Bill, you did not say that you wanted both.
Correct.
You did not say that you wanted a Cy Young run and a World Series. You've said...
Yes, I know. Can I characterize it properly?
You can try.
Yeah, I'm going to try. You going to let me? Yeah. My God, Doug McCain, DMAC. What I said is I absolutely want both, and I want him to pursue both while he was healthy. And that if it got to a point where it was clear that he couldn't go, then I would happily have them shut that down, which is where we are. What I didn't want is when he didn't have knee issues, when he wasn't injured, when he was fine, that they would protect him and have him pitch 4.5 innings. I also don't like the fact that you are so gleeful because you won a radio argument. Right,
that's all I have in life. What are you talking about? I got no hobbies or interests. That's all I have. Sports.
Of course I want to see a unicorn fly over a rainbow or whatever. I'm saying, sure, but if the unicorn goes back into the woods, then I'll just accept, okay, I guess I'm not going to see that today.
See, that's the thing. You don't treat a unicorn like a workhorse. You don't treat him that way. I didn't.
He was in a 6-man rotation.
You were like, this is so soft. This is so soft.
He would go 5 innings, and you would. Oh my God! I know you're. Look, congratulations.
This is not something to be good. This is not something that makes me happy. This is something that makes me concerned.
Why are you smiling?
I'm smiling. I'm smiling because I'm back in the studio with you. All right, I'm not afraid to say it. But the thing about this for Shohei Ohtani is, I do think that the Dodgers, they have the luxury because of the situation they're in. They have the best record in baseball. They have a 12-game lead in the division. They realize that it's not worth it right now to try to redline Shohei Ohtani if he's not at 100%.
Nobody's arguing with you. We are now unified.
We are. But I will say this, though. That there is going to be a lot of questions about the future for Shohei Ohtani, not just for the remainder of this season, but I think big picture moving forward. I think for this season, the question is, A, Do you think you have enough firepower to go out there and win the World Series with the rotation currently constructed? B, do you have Shohei start in the postseason, and do you do it with maybe a piggyback situation with one of the young starters like a Justin Robleski, a Roki, an Emmett Sheehan? Or if you trade for Skubal and you don't trade Glasnow, do you have a Glasnow Shohei type of piggyback situation? And the last thing I wonder is this when it comes to Shohei, is his bat this year is significantly down from his first 2 seasons with the Dodgers. At some point, do we look at Shohei and say, is it a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-none situation?
I knew you were going to do this. And we have like 5 other cuts to get to. But
okay, I just planted it out there. I don't think that's the case, but I think it's...
This is why I get mad at you. Because you take a little bit of wear and tear and go, he can't do both.
I'm not saying he can't.
Look, you're allowed to love him the way you love him, even if it's awful. But at least admit that what you want is for him just to be a hitter.
I do not want that. I want some guardrails up, and I want to have a deeper conversation about at some point. I don't even know what I'm thinking at this point. I'm just asking the questions that I think needed to be asked.
If a husband goes to a wife and says, I think at some point we should have a deeper conversation about what an open marriage is like. She gets to get mad. She gets to be like, wait, what'd you say? Did you say that you would? No, I never said that. This is what you are asking for Shohei is a seismic shift in how he is utilized and what he is about. And that's fine. I think he's a unicorn. You think he's a horse. That's cool. That's fine.
That's the ultimate misrepresentation of anyone. My question is, what is the recalibration of, my question now is what the recalibration of Shohei Ohtani is going to be.
It's pitch in August, maybe.
To be able to maintain the bat that he has been for the first 2 years versus what he's looked like this year and how he's pitched this year. Last 4 starts has an ERA over 4.
He struggled in the playoffs for a while, for a big stretch last year, and he wasn't pitching. So, the guy can figure it out. The guy can be
I think he can too, but I think from an energy standpoint and an injury prevention standpoint, a bigger conversation needs to be had.
I just want to point out that we just played a clip from Dave Roberts saying that I think he'll be just fine to pitch later this year. And you took it to, we need to reevaluate our relationship with Shohei as a pitcher and a hitter. Your level of faithfulness to that idea is different than mine. Everyone approaches marriage and Shohei Ohtani differently. You are not faithful to him being a unicorn. That's fine.
That's not true at all.
Okay, so we're both in that he should pitch and hit going forward.
We should, but I think that
yes.
I think absolutely. Well, of course.
I agree. Of course.
Of course I want to see Shohei pitch and hit.
But
I also think too that we need to explore how significant this knee injury has been and how it's impacted him at the plate. I mean, just to kind of give you some raw numbers on it, I mean, his bat has been down almost 40 percentage points from where it was his first year with the Dodgers. That's significant. He's not hitting this year at an all-time MVP level, and we're almost in August.
What's the potential solution?
I think that they might look back and say we probably should have shut him down for a longer stretch instead of let him bat while he's working through a knee injury.
Okay, I'm here with that. It's not like maybe I thought you were zigging. You were zagging.
No zagging here.
No zagging.
All zigging. Whatever.
DMAC and I missed it. I really did. DMAC and Reiter here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. I mean, how can I criticize you? I just called LeBron James a bipolar.
That was pretty rough.
A bipolar leader. Also, we have a clip out there of me saying I don't think he loved LA, and people are getting real mad. How is that even debatable? How is that even No, my bad. He loves LA. It's always been everything to him. That's why he's in Philadelphia. Shut up, stupid people on social media. Anyway, sorry, I digress. I got a little aggressive, right?
I want to go check it out.
Yeah, people are mad. Here is how it sounded, getting back to the Dodgers here on DMAC and Reiter on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Here's how it sounded on Fox when Kyle Tucker, one of your nominees for the DMAC and Reiter Hero of the Day, when Kyle Tucker homered for the second straight game.
Crushes this ball down the line to right field and off the pole, gone. One of the hardest hit balls in Dodger blue for Kyle Tucker. A bullet of a home run.
Dude, I was thinking about this over the weekend. I don't root for people to fail. I think that's a misconception about journalists, sports talk radio hosts, whatever. It's our job to point out when they do fail. It would be really nice for Kyle Tucker, for the Dodgers, for all of us, but just for Kyle Tucker, if the poor guy could just figure it out for more than 2 or 3 days in a row. I know we're not there yet, and I know no one has sympathy for a guy making $60 million a year, but it would be hard to come into this team at that salary with those expectations and be inconsistent. And we keep saying this, I hope that the last couple games are a sign of things to come.
I do
him.
too. You got to hope for that. And the swings have looked better. The confidence, the look in his eyes has been a little sharper as far as the focus goes. They did make some adjustments with his stride, where his stride isn't as long now as it was at the beginning of the season. A lot of the Dodgers hitting coaches thought that may have been a reason for his struggles this season. But look, let's be honest. Let's call it what it is. I mean, we do some deep dive analysis on the show. Sometimes it's just put up or shut up time, and it's now or never for Kyle Tucker. I mean, we're almost at the trade deadline. After that trade deadline, it's time for him to start hitting like a $60 million guy. You can't cash superstar checks and put up role player numbers, and the bottom line is he's been painfully average all season long. Even with the weekend that he had, he's still 1% below league average offensively. He's had hitting .239. He still isn't in double digits as far as home runs goes this season, has 9 home runs on the season. So look, the good thing for Kyle Tucker is that his season will ultimately be judged by what he does in the postseason. And if he wins the NLCS MVP or gets a big hit in a World Series game that changes the series, no one's going to remember about his struggles for most of the regular season. But if he struggles like he has from now to the rest of the season, doesn't come through in the postseason, he's going to be on a list of worst contracts for offensive players in the history of the game. He doesn't want to be on that list. It's time for him to start putting up big numbers.
I completely agree. I know we have a lot to get to, but I think this point from Daniel Ariola in over on the chat on YouTube at the Fan LA is interesting. He points out Kyle Tucker hits so much better away from Dodger Stadium. He writes, it's obvious, and the numbers are pretty stunning. 7 home runs on the road, 2 at Dodger Stadium, twice as many RBIs, 34 RBIs as on the road as at home. His batting average goes from 211 to 265 when he leaves Dodger Stadium. His on-base percentage goes from 297 to 367. I mean, I can just go down the list. They're basically more or less the same number of games home and away. Dude, some of that's psychological, man.
Yeah, we mentioned those home road splits on the show a couple different times, and we talked about how, hey, that is something that points to pressing. I mean, when you swing earlier in counts than you typically do, which for his career, he's usually swinging on the first pitch 30+% of the time. This year, that number is over 50%, which is a career high. So he's antsy at the plate. But look, I mean, he's got that wedding gown, white jersey on, 50,000 fans in the stands. I'm sure he's feeling the pressure. I'm sure there's a little something to that when you have one bad plate appearance and then the second one in a tougher situation. It does speak to, hey, maybe the home crowd pressure is getting to Kyle Tucker.
So for me, Roki Sasaki has been almost magnetic with that glove. Like I can't really look away. And if you don't mind me jumping ahead to that, here is Dave Roberts' post game on Friday, so obviously a few days ago, on what he and the Dodgers have seen from Roki mechanically over his last couple starts.
Every time you go out there, you're still trying to build on, the previous one. And I do think that where he's at mechanically right now, he's not thinking about that when he's on the mound. He's in compete mode. His delivery is repeatable. And with that, it just doesn't seem like he's searching anymore. He's just, trying to execute a game plan.
What an addition of the deadline it would be if one of the additions was a guy that was already on the roster, and that Roki went from being the inconsistent talent that we have seen this year as a starter to the person who has pitched as well as almost anybody in baseball. I know it's just 2 outings, the last couple outings. And just the velocity, which we talked about, I think, before we went on vacation, it was already starting to creep back up and give him some more flexibility and just being dominant.
Exactly. I mean, that's the biggest difference is the velocity has creeped up, went a little down at the start against the Mets, but against the Yankees, that velo was the best we've ever seen it. I mean, that's the guy that made headlines as the next phenom, the guy that could have been the Dodgers version of Paul Skeens because he was pumping 100+. But to me, the big difference is the use of that splitter.
I love velo.
You love velo?
I do.
Yeah.
Just the term.
The velo, velocity. Yeah, velo. Everything's got to be like, velo. But to me, it was the use of that splitter. He had 21 swings and misses against the Mets, 15 via that splitter. He threw that pitch at a 47% clip. And the truth is, with big league hitters, they can time a bullet, right? If you're going to throw 100 and they know it's going to be a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, they can catch up to it. But the difference between Roki Sasaki is the confidence is there, the lower half mechanics are in line, and you're seeing a guy that's going out there and he's leveling up. He truly is. He's always thought that he could be a special pitcher. Look, to me, I've had the hair on my neck stand up a couple times.
That's why I love him, dude.
Yeah.
He's electric.
He really is. His potential, a guy like Justin Robleski, right? He makes the All-Star team, having a great year. Guy like Emmett Sheehan, he's had those moments. I don't think there's anyone that would realistically tell you that those guys are anything more than a number 3 starter on a team, right? Roki Sasaki, with what he's shown when he's flashed, he's someone that has number 1 starter potential on a World Series winning team. That is the kind of stuff that he flashes, man.
Can we also, and you've made this point a lot, and so I'm sort of drafting is the word I'm looking for. See, I'm a little slow on a Monday after vacation. I'm drafting off of your expertise, but I think it's a really great point I want to bring up again. How many organizations in baseball are smart enough and gutsy enough when you're chasing a 3rd consecutive World Series championship to let a talent like Roki start at the big league level as the plan for the development rather than going to the minor leagues? And the ways in which there were always going to be, if that plan's going to work, right? If you're going to basically say to Roki Sasaki, as you have walked us through on DMAC and Reiter here on the new 97.1, The Fan, the voice of LA Sports, Doug, that Andrew Friedman, the Dodgers, told Roki that they would not send him to the minors and that they were going to be a starter and that basically he was going to start at the big league level, and that's where he was going to figure out last year and what he did in the postseason notwithstanding. That's where he would really develop into the pitcher they think it can be. There's always going to be rough starts. There's always going to be moments where, as you said, guys that can time a bullet, time several bullets, and we know Roki gave up a lot of home runs. Credit to the Dodgers for not flinching.
They didn't, and you're absolutely right that the Dodgers understand how that last 10 yards of development is for players like Roki Sasaki. And Andrew Friedman has said this multiple times, that, hey, if a guy is close to having all click and unlocking at the big league level, that there's no benefit to having him down at the minor league level. You don't want to be playing your little brother on Madden on rookie mode anymore because it's not going to do anything for you. You got to start playing at the big league level and seeing those results. And interestingly enough, in Yoshinobu Yamamoto's first year with the Dodgers, he was good. He was having his moments, but sometimes he would have some rocky starts. It was the start that Yamamoto had at Yankee Stadium his first season where he had career highs in velocity, and it looked like, wow, this is the Yamamoto that's a $325 million pitcher. And from that moment on, he's been this elite Cy Young level pitcher ever since. Roki Sasaki's 2 fastest pitches of his career, 101.8 and 101.7, 2 fastest pitches of his career came at Yankee Stadium. And I think that's the start that we look back and say, wow, this is when Roki Sasaki got the confidence and turned the corner. Funny thing you mentioned that glove is he was asked about that big glove, and he said, maybe my face is just getting smaller. So he's kind of having a sense of humor about things now. So I don't know where this Roki has been all my life, but he's here now, and he's going to help this team in some capacity, whether it be, hey, he's a guy where if they need him in to start in the postseason, I'd probably roll with that potential. But if not, you slide him into the bullpen. He comes out and is a electric, high-leverage guy pumping 102. He's going to be a part of the mix, man.
And I know we're going to hit this later, but for everybody that is worried about the Dodgers trading away prospects to get Mr. Skubal, and I heard that earlier today on the station from, I think, Cody, that I get it, that's a perspective. Roki Sasaki is helpful now. He could be the ace of this team in 2 or 3 years. I mean, the Dodgers obviously have a plan, and that plan tends to be working. LeBron James also has a plan. It's also working, and it is meant to manipulate you. We're going to go into the LeBron spin zone and try to clear some things up next year on DMAC and Reiter. Welcome back into the show, where I'm just laughing. DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That's calldowntown.com, or you can text injury help to 40222. I believe we have a phone call on the old line. Do you want to take a little phone call from somebody? This is a crossover event. It's like CSI Miami and Vegas hanging out. It's somebody from the stream on YouTube at The Fan LA. I Will Flip You the Bird is currently on DMAC and Reiter. I Will Flip You the Bird. What is up? Appreciate you. You are on the air on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. What's up, dude?
What's going on, fam? It's so good to have you guys back. I mean, the world didn't make sense without you guys.
That's good to be back.
Taste, colors were bland. Tucker was hitting dingers. Sasaki stole Altuve's hammock, But my question for you guys is, what do you think the likelihood is that we go out and we get like a backup catcher for the Dodgers? And specifically, I got my eye on Adley Rutschman, expiring contract, 251 hitter, just working his way back from the IL, meaning he's cheap. It might be like a true one-for-one trade. What do you guys think the likelihood is that we go out and we get somebody like that?
That is a great question. I will let Doug answer it after reminding you, thank you for the call and baseball coverage on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. I Will Flip You the Bird. It's a good question. I don't know. Does that make sense to you?
Look, for someone like Adley Rutschman, I mean, he's a guy who's still under team control for 2027. It's his third year of arbitration. He's a really good player, up-and-coming catcher. But the truth is, one, the Dodgers have full confidence that Will Smith is going to return this season. Just kind of talking to people this past week, is it precautionary? Is there a level of concern there? I think this is more, hey, Will Smith's a guy that's caught a lot of baseball last couple of seasons. Last year, he set the record for most innings caught in the World Series with 73. He caught in the WBC. He's had injury issues throughout the season. But the issue with bringing in a catcher, from what I've been told for the last couple of weeks during the season, is you can't fast-track that chemistry with the starting rotation. And yes, Ben Rortvedt was able to do that last season. He did a phenomenal job of doing that. And could they go out and get a depth piece like him? I think there's a possibility, but they do like Dalton Rushing. They really absolutely think that there's an opportunity for Dalton Rushing to get those requisite at-bats, to develop as a hitter, to continue to build that chemistry and rapport with pitchers. And they feel like they're getting their guy Will Smith back. Let's not forget, Will Smith hit the game-winning home run in the World Series last year in Game 7. If you bring in someone like an Adley Rutschman, he is too good to kind of think, that Will Smith is so much better than him in the regular season. That's a non-conversation. Like, Rutschman's an all-star catcher. He's someone that is going to be a franchise catcher for another team. So I just don't see the Dodgers going out there giving up massive draft, massive prospect capital, and guys they've drafted and guys they've got from other teams to go get a premier-level catcher. I just don't see it happening, and I'm hearing it's probably not going to happen too.
I think, thank you, I will flip you the bird for the excellent question. I think we're all aligned at how incredible the Dodgers think Rushing is and can be.
He took a shot at Tucker.
I know. I like.
I mean, gee,
he's
that was a great call.
Yeah, I mean, also
not that you're taking a shot at Tucker, but yeah.
No, the universe. He's hitting 2 homers, and things seem a little off.
So what do you say is like, he needed our show, like we need oxygen. I mean, it was just a crazy call. I love it though.
I felt the exact same way. Being away from you, you know what I'm saying? You know,
I did too before you didn't let me do my Puka Nakua Hero.
What do you mean didn't let you do it?
I was going to do James Cohen. I was afraid that you would say no.
Don't ever be afraid. You know what I'm saying?
Never fear.
Never. Well, I mean, maybe be a little afraid.
Okay, maybe a little bit.
DMAC Reiter on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. So LeBron's gone to Philly, and the spin just doesn't stop. And I find it so incredibly annoying. And this is where I think I get frustrated, is the insulting of the intelligence of people. Kobe Bryant was from Philly. Okay, fine. He didn't play for the Sixers. He didn't want to play for the Sixers. And just the level of chutzpah, the lack of respect you have for Los Angeles and for the Lakers, the almost disconnect you'd almost have, the lack of understanding about an organization where your primary client and good friend played for 8 years. I don't understand how Rich Paul, his agent, can go on the Game Over podcast and say this about what he pretends, thinks, I guess, claims Kobe would think about LeBron spurning the Lakers to go to the Sixers.
I actually think this is something Kobe would be extremely, like, I don't know if proud's the right word.
Proud is the word, I think.
Yeah, but I think he would be like, hell yeah.
Right.
Because
it's a
challenge.
competitive move.
It's a competitive move. It's a challenge.
Remember when Max was a radio host and not a cheerleader for Clutch Sports? That was cool. That was a cool moment in his career.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No,
That's exactly what it is. Oh, you're so smart, Rich.
That's the thing. I don't know what was a bigger turnoff from that clip. Knowing that Max Kellerman's lost his fastball, or knowing that Rich Paul's just speaking for what Kobe would have liked or not liked, when Kobe famously said during the speech in his last game that he didn't run and that he still won his championships, that when times got tough, he didn't run. And the other thing too really pisses me off too is I've seen people post that clip where Kobe goes on to, I think it was Stephen A. Smith's show or a show back in the day on ESPN, where he was saying that, yeah, I would want to be traded. I would want to be traded. Guess what? He never got traded, okay? Guess what? Wow, some guy's trying to flex his leverage, right? At the time, Kobe was playing with Butter Knives and Smush Parker and Ronny Turiaf, and after that, he would get Pau Gasol in a better supporting cast. He was using his leverage, so that's a silly thing. These bronze stands, these Rich Paul.
It's also in life not what you say, it's what you do. And I know that doesn't track as much because we live in a social media era where everybody just puts stuff online in clips. It's not what you say, it's what you do. LeBron is who cares what Kobe Bryant said in an interview? He was a Laker. And this is the thing, and please don't aggregate this, our own shop or any other places. I want to say this with the nuance that it deserves. Okay. Kobe Bryant I did not realize the degree. So when I moved here in 2013, I tell this story to all my friends back home. They're like, what's the thing that struck you the most about LA? And it was every time I went into a coffee shop, the DMV is where it really hit me. I went to the DMV. I went to sort of run errands. There was posters of Kobe Bryant everywhere. The way that he connected with his community, what he meant to this community. LeBron James and they're not minions, his colleagues, his agent, his friends, have every right to spin, to try and pretend that this is the right move, to try and pretend. Keep Kobe's name out of your mouth. The man passed away. The man died in a tragic fashion that is a scarring reality for the city. And I'm not trying to take that awfulness and conflate it, but Kobe can't speak for himself because he's not here anymore. And it's just an unnecessary insult, certainly to LA fans. I don't know, maybe to Kobe himself, to use the memory of Kobe Bryant, who can no longer speak for himself, to say, pretend, I don't know, claim, maybe it's true, I don't think it is, that Kobe would be proud of him. Stop. Like, it's obnoxious and unnecessary. LeBron wants to go to Philly, go to Philly. Why do you have to bring Kobe Bryant into it?
Exactly, man. Rich Paul is so corny for that take. I mean,
Is that unfair? Is bringing up the Kobe passed away, is that unfair? Maybe it is. I don't want to conflate them, but it just seems insulting to me. It borders on being insulting to me.
If I was Vanessa Bryant and I hear LeBron's agent and a guy that Kobe was often compared to and was really considered his rival for stretches of his career, just talking on my behalf, especially too when the hell yeah that Rich Paul was talking about Kobe hypothetically saying was for something that did not benefit the Lakers. Yeah, I would absolutely not be happy about that. I mean, and two, it just feels out of touch and insensitive too.
It does.
When I heard that, I'm like, my brain just like stopped listening to everything that he said after that. I'm like, wow, I'm like back in like Kobe space where I don't feel great about things and things like that. It kind of makes you kind of go to a dark place for a split second too. So yeah,
dude, that's one of those. I don't know how many you have, but like there are 5 or 6 things that I know exactly where I was, exactly what was happening when I got the news, and they're all bad, right? And so anyway, I don't mean to go down this road that much. I found it. And I don't think it's on purpose. I don't think they're sitting around going, what we'll do is we'll manipulate the heartstrings of LA. I just think it's so tone deaf. It's so self-interested. It's so unaware of the rest of the world. And how can you have been a Laker for 8 years, or in this case, been the agent of someone who was a Laker for 8 years? And by the way, I know you know this, but for people that don't, Rich Paul spent a lot of time at crypto. He spent a lot of time hanging out at the club there and like socializing, being around Jeannie and being around Pelinka and being around Magic when Magic was in charge of basketball ops. It's not like he lives in Cleveland and was never in. How can you be around the Lakers that often and not understand just how unnecessary, if not insulting, it is to bring up Kobe Bryant by way of trying to spin that LeBron's doing this for Kobe? I mean, or whatever. Come on.
Exactly. And here's the thing, too. It almost comes off as you're just basically trying to get filler material for your podcast where when it goes viral, it's for things like this. And this comes off of Rich Paul saying the day prior or the clip prior that went viral that Allen Iverson was a bigger celebrity than Kobe Bryant was. So he says that, and then after that, he says that Kobe would have said hell yeah about LeBron James going to Philly. Really? Because guess what? When Kobe was in Philly in 2002 and won the All-Star Game MVP, that Philly crowd booed Kobe, and Kobe said that really hurt him. Kobe didn't love that about Philly. Philly's a town that their fans are booing Santa Claus. And my whole thing is, too, like, bottom line, end of story, it's like, dude, keep Kobe's name out of your mouth. Don't speak for Kobe. Let the man rest in peace. And here's the thing, too. If Kobe were alive, maybe LeBron would still be a Laker. I mean, like, who knows, like, how that relationship would have kind of evolved, right? Who knows how that level of respect, because it was Kobe Bryant that said it himself, quote, about when he was ring chasing. When Kobe was asked about ring chasing, Kobe said this quote, said, "I'm not going to leave. I have the Lakers in my blood. This is home to me. As a leader, you can't just leave. You got to take the good with the bad." So if Rich Paul is trying to talk about conversations that Kobe might have hypothetically had with LeBron, maybe it would have been about that.
So I'm going to go to a place that I'm not informed on, so I'm just speculating. Don't get on me here. But Kobe, I've never met anyone as driven and egotistical in a good way and ambitious as Kobe Bryant, who was also willing to have a mentor who outshined him. And we didn't know about the Kobe-Michael relationship really until Kobe passed away and Jordan gave that speech. And like, wow, there's a humility. It's just impressive that Kobe Bryant was willing to turn to Michael Jordan and not make it public. Maybe LeBron has a similar relationship with people. I don't know one. And the relationship LeBron would have had with Kobe would have been right because Kobe was ahead of him a little bit in terms of years, not only a little. Their connection wasn't there at that level, right? Like as I understand, and I don't know all the detail, but I know some people that are close to Kobe and were close to Kobe and are close to the Lakers. I just don't. And so the other weird thing about it is if LeBron and Kobe had a secret, super close relationship, if they had a secret relationship the way that Kobe did with Michael, maybe this would make more sense, even though it'd be off-putting. I don't think that's the deal, dude. Not that they didn't like each other. They just weren't. LeBron and Kobe weren't super close. That's okay. They were competitors, right? One was in the East, one was in the West. The whole thing I find off-putting. We went long, so let me just very quickly here also say on the Spin Zone, Dan Wojcicki reported, just sort of in a story, just randomly, how LeBron wasn't informed about Luka. Okay, man, look, Dan, I keep taking, it sounds like I'm taking shots at Dan, and it's hard to be Dan Wojcicki because a lot of obviously what he made his bones on was carrying water for LeBron's people, which is if you have to do for a living, you have to do, and now it's hard because I don't think Dan's moving to Philly. I don't really know, but if Dan Wojcicki knew that LeBron James was not informed about the Luka Doncic trade in advance, and that was an issue, and Dan Wojcicki is a Lakers reporter, where has that report been for the last 15 months? Why is it coming out now? I'll answer the question. Because it's LeBron's people asking him to report it by way of spinning all of you that LeBron was somehow disrespected. But Dan's a reporter. So either you sat on the information when you shouldn't have, or you got it from the only people who on July, 27th, actually care about this news, and that's LeBron's people trying to spin. So just be leery believing the things you read from certain sources about LeBron, because they can't just leave and let bygones be bygones. They have to bring up Kobe Bryant and try to spin local reporters as if they were wronged. Just go. You weren't wrong because the Lakers traded for Luka Doncic. Give me a break. All right. 855-97 LA fan. We've got some NBA news. It's time for Hardwood headlines, including something you're not going to believe next year on DMAC and Reiter. All right, what up? Welcome back into the show. It's DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. He is Doug McCain. I am Bill Reiter, and this is Hardwood Headlines.
Ball don't lie. Time for Hardwood Headlines with DMAC and Reiter.
That dude's got a great voice.
Miss that guy, dude.
I missed all of it. It's so good to be back, isn't it?
We back, baby.
Is it weird how much we like our
we never
job?
left.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for that.
We are back. This is Hardwood Headlines.
Sometimes you will make eye contact, and I find it amusing.
Hey, guys. So lead off. Hi, guys. It's lead off Hardwood Headlines here. The latest on Jonathan Kaminga. Chris Fetter of Cavaliers reporter for Cleveland.com. He said, quote, the Cavaliers will meet with Jonathan Kaminga about working towards finalizing a potential sign-and-trade agreement soon. Cleveland is a main finalist for Kaminga's services alongside the Lakers. Kaminga continues to seek a deal exceeding $20 million annually.
There's so much going on in that Kaminga story that voices are coming out of the paper. I have not had to be an NBA insider for a year, so I haven't made any calls on this, but this is one of the things I didn't like that job, Doug. I would have enjoyed trying to get to the bottom of, is this Kaminga who values himself a certain way, or does he have agents who are not telling him the real deal? Because it is late in the process, and clearly this guy in the market have a different perspective on what he is worth.
Yeah, it's really late in the game, and at this point of his career, he's never shown that he can be a reliable rotation piece or a starter. So any team that would get Kaminga would be betting on what potential and upside he has for that team. I think for the Cavs, makes sense for them potentially. The Lakers, we talked about him a lot as a guy that's a dynamic wing type of player, and that's what the Lakers have been after. But at the end of the day, for Jonathan Kaminga, there has to be a lot of blind trust and faith that he can be the player that you think he can become, right? Whoever gets Jonathan Kaminga, you want him to be the finished product, right? You want him to evolve and emerge as that player that he has the potential to be. So, yeah, I mean, you can get a lot on the kind of upside that he does have. Like I said, if he does get at least 30 minutes in a game, he scores over 20 points. So he has shown signs, has had those flashes, as we like to say, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he ends up signing.
I mean, for $20 million a year, no, it's a no for any team that wants to compete. He's not worth that kind of money. And I know we have to go, but what's weird about, last thought, go sign a one-year deal, prove what you're about, and go get paid next year.
Well, according to Rich Paul, Bronny James and LeBron are, quote, not a package deal, and there's no current plan or request to send Bronny to the 76ers.
I mean, I guess my 2 cents on this is, I don't know, do you believe this? I'm not even sure. Whenever I see this report now, I just see all the memes on social media. The best one is the Bane. You know, Bane on the airplane in the opening scene of Dark Knight Rises, where he's like, no, brother, they expect someone in the wreckage. And it's like LeBron talking to Bronny. I hope this is real, because I think it would be in Bronny's best interest to be away from his dad as a basketball player and just be able to develop on his own.
I do too. I think that this is an opportunity for Bronny James to finally be Bronny James. And for the Lakers, for the Sixers, for LeBron, for all parties that are involved, I mean, let's see if this guy can earn it on his own and earn the trust and respect of his teammates in his locker room. We've heard a lot of good stuff coming out from the Lakers end that they respect him and that they've developed him. But look, I think at bottom line, I'll believe when I see it, because LeBron, he can pull those levers, he can pull those strings, and if he wants his son on his team, maybe that's what he wants. Maybe he wants that break from him. So, yeah, I think if I'm Bronny James, though, I feel like I'm free, man. I feel like I gained my independence, dude. Like, this is probably what deep inside, he'll never admit it. I bet you Bronny James doing cartwheels, man. I bet you he's happy that he doesn't have to be on the same. I love my parents, too, but I mean, if I'm on an NBA team trying to do my own thing, I probably would want to do without them.
You were team Bronny's great. I was team Bronny's probably not good enough. Would you like to correct the record now, or do you want to wait a little longer?
No, I was team Bronny James. Is a cash cow for the Lakers. They got $50 million worth of jersey sales.
Maybe I misremember.
Don't think he's a great player.
Are we sure?
I don't think he's a great player. I think he's for the 58th pick in the draft. I saw a really funny thing. It was like reverse Fresh Prince, right? Where LeBron, he leaves Bronny in LA and he goes to Philly. The reverse of the Fresh Prince.
That was a great
opening
subject.
See what I did right there?
I did. I liked it.
Marcus Thompson II of The Athletic reported on Steph Curry's disappointment in missing out on teaming up with LeBron and added this statement on Steph's future. Quote, "He wants to win. He wants the best team the Warriors can assemble around him. He wants a chance, a real chance for a deep playoff run. The longer it takes for him to sign a contract extension, the more you can bet Curry's using potential free agency as a tool to keep the Warriors pushing toward that end."
I mean, look, the reality is that when they tried to win and rebuild and build at the same time, which I think they could have done if they had actually committed to the guys that were on that team, and it didn't work out, the reality for Steph Curry was shorter window that was supposed to be more robust in that sort of time frame, and then it would run out. It wasn't robust. They obviously didn't compete after the Jordan Poole sort of incident with Draymond Green, and they don't have the resources, they don't have the picks, they don't have the young talent, they haven't developed their guys the right way. Jonathan Kaminga is obviously playing somewhere. He's not playing anywhere, but he's not a Warrior. It's over, and the Warriors are not going to compete for a championship in his career.
It's sad. It's disappointing. It really, truly is, because Steph Curry should have an opportunity to at least compete at the highest level and maybe have a puncher's chance to win a title. But look, that's just kind of how it works out, right? I think if you are the Warriors, you're Steph Curry, I mean, what exactly do you want them to do? They have nothing really of value to trade. You did that with Wiseman, and Wiseman didn't work out. So in this league, with the aprons, with the salary caps, with the way rosters are constructed, if you whiff on a draft pick, on a big trade, on a big move, those moves are going to come back to haunt you for years to come. And unfortunately, the Warriors just don't have many options.
LaMelo Ball, right? That's who they passed on to draft. Wiseman. Look, we don't have to get. I don't think Bob Myers is that great of a GM, or at least I don't think he's proven it.
Even the Kaminga pick, right?
Yeah, and so he's the guy that's putting this thing together in Philly. We'll see. We'll do that in a little bit. We'll see.
Well, last one here, guys. Magic Johnson has given his thoughts via Twitter on the new look Lakers. First off, he said, "I said this offseason the Lakers had to get younger, more athletic, and faster, and they did just that." And then there's a series of tweets here with, standard generic positivity from Magic Johnson.
I was going to say, there it is.
And then at the end he says, "Lakers fans have to be patient, though. These 7 new players have to learn how to play with superstar Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, so we may not get off to a good start."
Can we just, as a country, block Magic on Twitter?
I know. His tweets, man. It's like the weather app saying it's raining because water is falling from the sky. It's like, so it's always the most obvious thing, but I do like the positivity at times. But yeah, Magic Johnson tweets, man. Goal really would be to have him tweet about our show. Pretty sure it'd be something very positive.
I listened to DMAC and Reiter today, and it was DMAC and Reiter today. I mean,
his movie review would be like, "The hero won because it defeated the villain."
By the way, this is an absolute non sequitur. I was in a hotel at Half Moon Bay a few days ago, and I bumped into my college roommate, who I hadn't talked to in 15 years, who lives in Oxford, Mississippi.
Wow,
it was wild. Dude.
That's crazy.
I know.
It's a small world.
Simulation.
It's
the first thing. What are the odds?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking what the odds are. Can you do the math for me?
Yeah, well.
1 in a million?
Well, ask Magic Johnson to do it. If you score more points, you win the game.
They saw each other. That was a surprise. And you know what? We got a drink. And all I could think was, I wish this were Doug.
Yo,
I wish it was Doug and I.
That was me with the old fashions at Arthur J's. I was like, I see what Bill is talking about.
You got their Brannigan's boots.
Nectar of the Gods,
right
there.
So good.
Yeah.
Do you know what's not the Nectar
Still
of the Gods?
buzzing off those.
Oh wow, you're drunker now?
No.
Okay.
No.
Checking what's going on.
I'm not. Wait a second.
That would be one way to fail at radio. Here are 5 ways that LeBron will fail in Philly. We'll do that sober next here on DMAC and Reiter. All right, what up? Welcome back into the show. DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That's calldowntown.com. Phone number, if you want to call us in Midtown, 855-97 LA Fan. You can also hang out with us on the stream at The Fan LA, And as we tell you all the time, we are the only sports talk radio station in Southern California on the FM dial. So can I do an exercise with you, my friend Doug McCain, better known as DMAC? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
We're gonna do 5. So we've talked about ring chasing and LeBron and the Lakers in LA. I'm gonna go through just the basketball of this and give you 5 reasons why LeBron James will fail in Philly. You ready for this?
Born ready.
Let's go.
Yo.
Number 1.
Well, the first one is some breaking news, actually, that happened today. This is Shams on ESPN. I thought this was AI, and you will too, but it's not when you hear it.
The Sixers, I'm told, are expecting LeBron James to play a good amount of time and period of time at the point guard position on offense, initiating the game, the offense for Nick Nurse. Tyrese Maxey last season played a lot on the ball at point guard. And we know his prowess off the ball as a scorer, but
we saw it next to James Harden.
Think of a better player that can set the table for Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, VJ Edgecombe. There's all these players that can score, that can get the ball from LeBron James.
Is Shams okay? What is he? Here's what he was trying to tell you, I believe. LeBron's going to be the point guard. LeBron's going to be the point guard. Dude, Tyrese Maxey's a point guard. And so you just heard Shams attempt to say, you're struggling, that Tyrese played a lot of his time. No, he played, I looked it up today. Tyrese Maxey played 98% of the possessions he was on the floor at the point guard position. He's only a point guard. It was basically 100% other than a couple times. He was 7th, this is Maxey, in clutch player of the year last year. He was all-NBA third team, which is a big deal. I used to vote for those. That's hard to get on there. He was an all-star. It's less significant. This is a superstar young player, and he's a point guard. He's not a shooting guard. He's not a power forward. He's not a center. He's a point guard. And their plan is to take the ball out of his hands? This is crazy, dude.
And he's a player that I don't think is maxed out, right? I don't think that he's reached his peak as a player. And having LeBron James come in there and handle the ball more. And that's the thing. To me, that was really the criticism with LeBron, with Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, that there was too many mouths to feed, right? Too many chefs in the kitchen. I think if you're the Sixers, we know Jaylen Brown needs the ball in his hands to be effective. We know that Maxey does.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, to your point, the issue I have with Maxey is, we know what he looks like now, perennial all-star. But if I'm Maxey, I want him to be out there and be free. Be the player that's gotten him here, not someone that's kind of having to think, do I need to share the sugar with LeBron James a little much to kind of keep him happy? So it'll be interesting if he can play free, uninhibited basketball out there.
That's his position.
That is.
It's like we just got Myles Garrett, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to put you in a totally different position. And maybe that's a bad comp because he's not the best player in the game. And the other thing about this that I find really interesting, and this is somewhat in the weeds on LeBron, because LeBron has played point LeBron. He does have this really interesting, remarkable, all-time great skill set that includes the ability, especially in the modern game, to handle the ball. And, I mean, look, we've seen Draymond Green handle the ball and run a lot of the offense for the Warriors at the height of their powers, right? I understand these sort of you can make a point guard an off-ball player. But Steph Curry's so constantly moving. It's a different reality. The thing about LeBron is every time that they've made him the point over the course of his career, it's almost been panic mode. It's when something's gone wrong and it hasn't worked out. It happened in Miami when him and Dwayne Wade couldn't really figure out who was supposed to share the ball. It happened his first year back in Cleveland when in January they were like 17-20. They were under 500, and it was panic mode, and they took Kyrie off the ball. This happens when they panic, and that they're panicking already, that they're already saying to LeBron, we don't trust our young point guard. That is not going to make for a happy Tyrese Maxey.
Number 2.
We're doing reasons here on DMAC and Reiter that LeBron will fail in Philly. Number 2 is Joel Embiid. And I love him, dude. Like, I love him as a player. He's funny. I was always rooting for him to actually end up with Rihanna, with Riri, the way that he wanted to on social media. Here are, working backwards from this year to the year before to the year before that, the last 3 years, the number of games he has played. 38, 19, 38. We'll give you 3 more reasons LeBron's going to fail after this. I'm going to dive into some numbers and some data, and I know you're going to respond, DMAC. Joel Embiid. If you're relying on Embiid to win a championship, history tells us you're not going to win a championship.
That to me is right at the top because Joel Embiid has to be a great player. Does he have to be an MVP? Maybe not, but he still has to be available. And maybe they're trying to say, oh, maybe Joel Embiid will forget that it's April, May, or June. Maybe this is the year that Joel Embiid will find a way to stay healthy because maybe they'll load manage him in the regular season. But guess what? The East is going to be pretty stacked. They need to have a good year in the regular season. Plus, you want to develop chemistry and integrate him. That, to me, is the number one thing that blows my mind for why LeBron James would join the 76ers is number one, Joel Embiid. It's like building your dream house on a sinkhole, on quicksand. Looks great in theory, but with Joel Embiid, he's that quicksand. He's that sinkhole. He's the guy you just cannot trust to be healthy when it matters most. And he's a guy, too, that even when he's out there during those months, is he even 100% healthy, right?
Yep.
What version are you going to get him? And he's got to bang through 4 rounds and then maybe see Wemby, maybe see a team like the Spurs. Or I mean, look, the center play just improved in this league. So that's my number one thing.
The thing, and I love all that, dude, here on DMAC and Reiter on the new 97.1, the fan, the voice of LA sports. And I'll add, there are some players where you could bring LeBron in, right, and play LeBron at his age 30 minutes a game for I don't know, 60 games or 65 games with the depth they have on this Philly team, and you could have a player, not Embiid, but a player like Embiid who's critical but has injury issues, and that player you could basically load manage and you could stretch out and you could not wear him out over the course of an 82 regular game season, and then you said 4 rounds of playoffs, which is basically 2 months of basketball. But Embiid's not one of those. He's like Kawhi Leonard. We have seen with Kawhi and with Embiid, it doesn't matter what you do. You play them all the time. You have a new training session. You eat different food. I remember I was having dinner with Daryl Morey in Philadelphia a few years ago. It was the second off season in a row that Daryl and I went to a steakhouse. And Daryl started to talk me through like how Embiid was going to be great because they had him on a new diet. And I remember just sitting there thinking, we had this conversation a year ago. You can have not. We've seen Embiid sit and still something goes wrong with his eye. Something goes wrong with his elbow. I love Embiid's game. I think he's funny, he's smart, he's hilarious. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA. He is not able to stay healthy. He just can't. LeBron's arrival in the depth of this team is not going to create a situation where Embiid is suddenly load managed and it works, because Embiid, like Kawhi, not even load management works. It doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the biggest fear for me if I'm LeBron James or that entire situation is, I think they could win games without Joel Embiid, but they can't win a championship. And that's why LeBron's there. It's to win a championship.
We can get into this. I don't think, is Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe and LeBron James and Joel Embiid and Jaylen Brown, that's a really good team. It's not good enough. It's not good enough without Embiid.
And the thing, too, is
you need Embiid.
LeBron has won with an injury-prone center in Anthony Davis, but you're not going to get a big chunk of time where you have that break because of COVID,
That's it.
right?
That's why they won, by the way, as you know. That's why.
I wouldn't say it's definitely why, but I think
it's why Humpty Dumpty actually, for the first time in the Fables
Laker fans won't like that.
It's okay. He got put back together again by all Genie's, all the King's men, all Genie's men. Okay.
Number 3.
So this actual team may not work, and I know there's lots of historical comps to sort of aged greats getting together, and they're not all aged. Some of these guys are young. The Lakers have an example of this. Poor GP. Can I give you two levels of stats, and you tell me what you think? Okay, this is from Sam Quinn, CBS Sports, very good NBA sort of thinker and gets into the data. He reports that 37 players in the NBA last season touched the ball at least 68.4 times per game. 37 in the NBA. 5 of them now play for the Sixers. Maxey touched the ball, so the number is 68.5. Maxey touched the ball 95.5 times per game. Edgecombe, 71 times per game. LeBron, 70 times per game. Embiid, 69.5 times per game. Jaylen Brown, 69 times per game. And to just add to that, usage rate, for people that don't know, is the percentage of time the ball is in your hands when you're on the floor. So if LeBron James played for a team and he just dribbled the ball every single second of the clock, and then it was a shot clock violation, that'd be every moment of the game, that'd be 100%. And the sort of like 30s is really, really high. Here's the usage rate for each of these players last year. LeBron, 27%. Maxey, 29%. Edgecombe, 19%. Jaylen Brown, 35%. Embiid, when he played, 32%. That's 142% total. The number can actually only go to 100. So they're going to have to cut out almost 50% of the touches for these guys to make the math work. And that is for everyone to be happy. You also have to have rhythm to the basketball.
That's going to be the big question they're going to have to answer is, can you find a way to get a rhythm with all those guys, keep them happy? And that's the thing about LeBron James is when you sign LeBron James, does he join your offense or does your offense have to join LeBron? And I think LeBron is going to have to either accept maybe a reduced role. It feels like he might. But the rest of those guys, too, they're going to try to get theirs, too. So, yeah, I mean, Nick Nurse is a really great coach, but they have one common purpose, and that's to win a championship. So guys make sacrifices to win championships, but it's going to be a big puzzle for them to have to figure that out.
I mean, so the simple math on this is you have to cut out 42% of this for this to work. And by the way, there's other players on the team, but okay, you have to cut out 42%. You could take Jaylen Brown. You could eliminate every touch. He never touches the ball, and you still have a usage rate problem. And let's go into this. If Embiid is healthy, he's going to want the ball all the time. He is the best player on that team. When everyone is healthy, Joel Embiid today in this current incarnation is the best player on the team. Jaylen Brown was just put out and left Boston in a pretty ugly divorce because they didn't think he was the guy. And I'm assuming he went to Philly thinking he would be one of the main dudes. Maxi's the point guard who's now being told you don't get the ball. How are you going to get... It's not going to work. Dude, there's a world where it doesn't. Who is sacrificing half of two of these guys have to sacrifice. No, that's not true. Three of these guys have to sacrifice half of their touches. That's crazy, dude.
And a lot of those guys, too, still feel like they are emerging, right? They're still trying to figure out themselves. It's like when you show up to like an Airbnb with your friends and like one person gets the master bedroom, right? Like who's getting the master bedroom? Is that Joel Embiid? Is that LeBron James? Are all of them going to have the same size bedroom? I mean, I think the way that they have to view this is, hey, we've got guys that are established stars and guys that we feel like are entering or at the prime of their careers. I think the first thing LeBron needs to do is check his ego at the door and say, hey, like there's a world next year where LeBron is averaging like 18, 5 and 5, right? That he's not the 26 and 7 guy and that he's maybe playing 40 or 50 games. For all these people, I hear everyone out there, oh, I want this team on national TV every single night. This team should be on national TV. Look, man, I want to see how many games we're going to see of Embiid and LeBron in the same game at the same time.
Oh, see, I do want to see it because I think there's a really good chance.
I'm not saying I don't want to see it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
I'm
not saying I don't want to see it. Trust me, if I like to see the dumpster fire if it's happening, and I want to hate watch and root against. But I will say this: that it's just how many games can you guarantee the health of an Embiid and a LeBron, and if they're not in the game, and Maxey and Jaylen Brown are playing their typical roles, and then you have to readjust when everyone's healthy. So. Let's not forget, I mean, this could be the last dance. It could be the penultimate dance. I mean, we just don't know, but that puts a lot of trust in Jaylen Brown entering a new franchise in a big market. And here's the thing, too. No one's going to care about the fairy tale ending, the storybook ending of LeBron James if the team's not winning. Like, Philly fans will turn on you quick, and they're not going to care or embrace it.
Here's dude, like I'm going through these numbers. So all right, LeBron is the point guard according to Shams, and we'll see if that lasts. He's got to facilitate for players who have had the ball in their hands a lot more than they're going to. Nobody on this team in that starting five is an excellent three-point shooter. Maxey 37%. That's good. It's fine. Edgecombe 35%. It's standard. Same thing for Brown 34.7%. It just the fit. Dude, it reminds me of the Karl Malone sort of Lakers team. Like, it just, I don't know, dude. I don't know if this. The more that I got into the data, the less confident I became they're gonna succeed. It could be a disaster, is what I'm saying.
I think it could be too. I think that the disaster would strike if, first and foremost, as you mentioned, Joel Embiid goes down with an injury. But two, I think that for everyone that just wants to already have the parade scheduled in Philly, let's see how Father Time treats LeBron James. I still think he's going to potentially probably be still an excellent player, but I think you have to take it game by game, week by week, month by month. Sometimes guys fall off cliffs. Sometimes they're still really good at their ages. There's one guy that can do it. It probably is LeBron James, but you still have to see those two things. I think we know what Jaylen Brown is at this stage of his career.
But does he know? I'm not sure Jaylen Brown knows what he is.
You're right. It's kind of like one of those things where when LeBron comes in, he's like, he hands you the keys of the car, but he's like, oh, but you ride shotgun, I'm driving, right? I mean, does LeBron think he's driving it in the world of the Philadelphia 76ers?
I mean, the fit alone, the pairings alone are really worrisome.
Number 4.
So this one's a little more psychology here on DMAC and Reiter. We go through the 5 reasons that Philly that LeBron's going to fail in Philly. Man, I did this as an exercise because I thought it'd be fun to talk about. I'll just say it now. It's not going to work. As I go through this, I think it's not going to work. This is another thing, and this is real, and people are going to roll their eyes, DMAC, and they're going to say that I'm being a hater or whatever. A boss is going to walk in here and be like, oh, you like LeBron, huh? But this is true about LeBron psychology. LeBron needs love. LeBron that's okay, has a neediness to him. He needs to be praised. He needs to be the guy. You don't have to take my word for it. He literally just made the entire NBA wait and court him publicly when he wouldn't talk to them, and he left the Lakers because he wasn't the guy, right? So LeBron is fueled by the need to feel love, to be the center of attention, to be treated really. The guy calls himself a king, and he acts like one. That's fine. Best player, the second best player of all time. That's still real. Philly is fueled by hate, dude. Like, this is a terrible pairing on a psychological level. This is watching two people get together who have like a wild time in Vegas, decide to get married, and they're going to loathe each other by the 9th day. And I'm talking the fans in Philadelphia. There's already, do you know Spike Eskin? Spike Eskin is an Odyssey employee. He's a colleague of ours. He's not a big LeBron guy. There's already a Philadelphia war going on between the radio stations that love LeBron and the ones that hate him. Philly is not going to embrace him. Philly is going to boo him. Philly is going to get mad at him. Maybe not all the time, but some of the people. Philly's not going to treat LeBron the way he's used to being treated. It's a very bizarre decision by LeBron, knowing his neediness from fans and the fact he's not. I can't think of a single place that he could have gone to play basketball where there's a high likelihood they're going to treat him badly. And I say this to someone who's hard on LeBron, unfairly badly.
Exactly, man. I mean, I think the way that Philadelphia treats stars, especially their fan base, is they're the jury. Like, they're the jury. You can put up 30 points, but you still have to win them over. And you have to win them over one possession at a time, one win at a time. And if it goes south, if I'm Philly and it gets really bad, there's a world where Philly fan will think LeBron James is the reason why they didn't have success, because they haven't gotten to experience just having Jaylen Brown as a new player. Jaylen Brown, I think, is one of the most underrated superstars in the NBA. And if Philly doesn't have the season they're hoping to have, where now you're entering championship or bust territory, LeBron could be viewed as a guy that came in and messed everything up. That came in and, hey, I got to come here and make this about me. And you were telling me, are people giving you heat for saying that L.A. didn't love LeBron and LeBron didn't love L.A., right?
They're going crazy. I was about to say, it's nice to see everyone being very rational, as always, on social media.
Well, guess what? LeBron's going to live in New York. He doesn't love Philly. He loves Philly's roster, right? That's what he loves. And he thinks that roster gives him the best chance to compete. So I think the dangerous game that LeBron is playing is going to Philly, and now Philly gets to see LeBron James at basically what? The C version of LeBron James, not the MVP level LeBron. You're not seeing the best
version. Yeah.
You're seeing Stallone, but not in Rocky. You're seeing Stallone in Expendables. Dude, you're seeing him in the back half of that
Was that
career.
bad? I never saw Expendables.
I don't like it.
Okay. I like the analogy. Can I, by the way, someone said this. I don't know who it was, and you should get credit, whoever you are, from here on DMAC and Reiter on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. And it stuck with me, and I want to bet on it happening. I haven't seen a line yet. But it was someone on social media or someone I listened to. I can't remember who it was. I'm sorry. I should credit this. It was basically the odds that LeBron James will be viciously and horribly booed in his last home game are so high now that he's a Philadelphia 76er.
It's almost
happen.
It really could.
I think it might happen.
I think there's going to be some strange ending. Because look, Philly doesn't win. They've won the title in 43 years, right? And Philly doesn't. It feels like what can happen will happen.
They're not nice, dude. They're just not nice people.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to their sports.
Dude,
Maybe you're a great dad.
During the break, I watched
Silver Lining Playbook. You guys were weird.
Yeah, it's a good. Speaking of that, during the break, I watched the Cowboys documentary. I think Jerry Jones actually really good owner.
Oh, I thought you meant the radio
The
break.
Cowboys.
I was like, how did you do that in 6 minutes?
during the vacation that we had,
How
right?
did you do that in 6 minutes?
I watched the
you did
Cowboys
watch
doc,
it.
and
You're lying.
When it was crazy when Michael Irvin went down, and dude was basically paralyzed on the field, and their fans were booing, right? I'm not saying it's all Philly fans, but the point remains: Philly fans can be vicious.
It's Philly fans who show up to the games.
Yes.
No, that's
those are the dudes that pay the tickets.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he could become a LeBron James by the time it's all over.
Number 5.
Here's the other thing. There's this logic, and you brought it up earlier, and I did too, and it makes sense that, the West is so hard. The West is really hard with 2 teams. But the East is actually more difficult as it relates to, I think, depth. Let me just give you the win totals, thanks to our friends at BetOnline. And to put in this perspective, the Lakers' win total this year is 46.5, right? Like, that's good. Like, you have a shot at 50. The Knicks' win total is 53.5. Boston's is 51.5. That's the same as Philly's at 51.5. The Pistons, is 50.5. And Cleveland is 48.5. So that is, including Philadelphia, 5 teams within a game and a half to 2 games win total projections. And I haven't even gotten to the fact that the Heat are 46.5, which is pretty low. The Raptors are 45.5. Remember, the Pacers are going to have Tyrese Halliburton come back and might have won an NBA championship against the Thunder a couple seasons ago if he hadn't gotten hurt. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams that are good enough, potentially, to be as good or better than Philly if things go badly in Philly or really well for other teams. The Pacers, the Raptors, the Heat, Cleveland, the Pistons, Boston, the Knicks. LeBron could fail even if he succeeds because the East is actually really, really top-heavy.
Yeah, he picked the wrong time to go to the East. It's not the East that he dominated for so many years. You've got depth. You've got interesting teams. You've got a power shift. You also have the reigning champions. You have the New York Knicks, who are going to be playing with a lot of confidence in a roster that's mainly going to be intact. I mean, you even look at fun teams like the Wizards, who, will the Wizards win anything? Probably not. But you still got Anthony Davis and a Trae Young, and you're going to be playing pretty good teams every single night. So you're absolutely right. I mean, this is an Eastern Conference that has a lot of talent. There's going to be a lot of competition. And here's the thing. Remember the Heatles, when they would go into town and they would get those boos and they were the villains of the NBA? The Sixers, I think in a lot of ways, are going to become that team that you circle on your calendar and you play up because you're going to have a sold-out crowd. I mean, if you saw the stat that LeBron is going to account for $250 to $300 million for the local economy in Philly, say what you about LeBron, people are going to come out to see him. So I think that on top of everything else, they're going to be a marquee matchup for teams around the league, and sometimes that leads to some losses here and there.
I think between LeBron as the point guard, Embiid's health, the fact that there's not enough touches to go around, the way that Philly fans treat people and how hard the East is, I think there's a world where this craters and crashes and burns. And again, no one's saying that we're rooting for that, although I'm kind of rooting for it. I think it'd be really, really, really funny. So I guess I am saying that I'm rooting for it. It would be amazing if they won like 39 games. And
if I said something like that, you would be like, what are you talking about?
Just me? Yeah. I would never criticize you.
You'd be like, say it with your chest.
I would never criticize you.
Admit at this point. Come on.
I just did.
You're anti-LeBron.
You tuned out.
Yeah, I did. I'm in.
Yeah, I said I hope it happens.
Okay, so
hope they win.
So you are a LeBron hater.
I did say it with my chest.
You're a LeBron hater, though, right?
Wait, like Shams with the talking and you with the hearing? Everybody okay?
No, I'm here, man.
What's happening? All right. Do you want to do some? Updates on what's going on with the trade deadline?
Oh, I'd love to.
Which is a week from now.
It's crazy.
Doug will tell us what is what, Dodgers fans, with the MLB trade deadline 1 week from today. We'll give you the info mere moments from now, next on DMAC and Reiter. All right, welcome back into the show. He's Doug McCain. I'm Bill Reiter. That makes this DMAC and Reiter presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That is injury help to 40222. Remember, we're the only sports talk radio station in Southern California on the FM dial. We're, a week? I can't believe we're a week away from the Major League Baseball trade deadline, and Dave Roberts did give, I guess, a little bit of an indication. Maybe Doug will read the tea leaves here for us. As the Dodgers skipper talked about how Ohtani's current injury situation as it relates to the pitching part of his game could impact the Dodgers at the deadline.
We expect him to be pitching. We expect Will Smith to be back. We expect Edwin, Kike, all these guys. So I don't think that kind of our approach to the deadline is changed given these last 3 weeks with Shohei. I don't.
Where are you at right now a week out?
I still think that this is such a critical and important week for the Dodgers to see who's going to become available. I think there's a couple things in play. There's the top of the market move that we've talked about here for months, and yes, that is Detroit Tigers super starter, Cy Young Award winner, multi-time in Tarik Skubal. Now, the Tigers did just lose a couple games to the Royals. They're still within striking distance for the wild card, and they could make a run at the division. But the big question is, will the Tigers trade Tarik Skubal? And if the Tigers will trade Tarik Skubal, I think the Dodgers are still going to be involved. I still think the Dodgers are going to have communication, and they're going to see if they could get a deal done. I still truly believe that. I've said that this entire time. I know that there's a lot of people that have kind of gone back and forth on the idea as to where the Dodgers will be involved. And Dave Roberts right there, it's leverage, right? I think the last thing the Dodgers want to do is send a message to Detroit saying, we're desperate for an elite starter. Anything that
Detroit, please.
They don't want to do that.
We'll give you anything.
Yeah, take all of our top prospects, take all of our best players for Tarik Skubal. I think the Dodgers are going to be opportunistic. They're going to see how that market evolves, and if he's truly available, the benefit that the Dodgers have, you have 9 top 100 prospects depending on what list you look. Also, you have a gluttony, an abundance of elite outfielders. And guess what? You don't have spots for all of those guys in the next couple of years. So the Dodgers are going to be in a position where you might have to trade guys just to open up spots on their 40-man roster. The Athletic was reporting that they could be interested in moving guys in their farm system just for the simple fact that you have to add Josue Tapala to their 40-man roster this offseason. So there's the Tier 1 moves that I think the Dodgers are still going to be interested in, but I think that's about it. I truly think that it's going to be a go big or go home approach. I think they might consider adding an arm. You could be looking to add maybe another bat on the bench just because Alex Call is a guy that the Dodgers have been at least open to potentially trading, but you're still getting so much talent back.
Who else? DMAC Reiter here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Okay, I believe you. Let's just say that there were some. What other names are out there if the Dodgers decided to go lesser, even though you don't think that's a likely outcome?
So I mean, look, if you look at the way the bullpen is laid out right now, the question would be, who could you acquire that would be a massive improvement on the guys that are hopefully going to be available?
Could Cody Decker's got to take. He had a take earlier on the show.
And
he said Skubal's too expensive. He wants Clay Holmes.
But
that was the big move.
So I think the Dodgers have already acquired someone who helps them more than a Clay Holmes could potentially help the Dodgers, and that is Halverson. When the Dodgers went out there and they picked up Seth Halverson for a couple of decent lottery ticket level prospects, and Nick Frasso, who is an up-and-coming pitcher in the Dodgers organization a couple of years ago and has dealt with injuries. Halverson's already thrown 101 miles per hour at the minor league level, right? And if you look at their starting pitchers, Yamamoto, Snell, who is going to be back, Glasnow is going to be back, Ohtani, Davis says going to be back. With those 4 guys right there, a guy like a Clay Holmes, is he better than Justin Robleski? No. Is he better than a Roki Sasaki right now? I'd probably say I would go with Roki's upside. And you look at the bullpen, look at the bullpen the way it shakes out. So I kind of laid this out for you. The Dodgers are going to take the best 14 pitchers available, right? That is always going to be the approach. It doesn't matter if you're a starter, if you're a bullpen guy. They want the best, highest quality arms when October rolls around. And if you start to list out who those pitchers are and you compare them to other pitchers that could be available, that could be an influx of talent to this rotation, you'd probably veer with the side of the guys the Dodgers already have. Yamamoto 1, Snell 2, Ohtani 3, Glasnow 4, Robleski 5, Roki 6, Sheehan 7. Those 3 guys right there will automatically shift to the bullpen in some capacity if the starting rotation stays healthy. Then you get past that. 8 is Tanner Scott. He's your high-leverage lefty who's going to go back into that role when Edwin Diaz comes back. 9 is Edwin Diaz, who's coming back this week. And then after that, Alex Vesia at 11, Edgar Henriquez at 12, Evan Phillips at 13. And then past that, I think you get into the Jack Dreyer, Seth Halverson territory. So I just don't think that unless it's an Aroldis Chapman or a Mason Miller or a massive upgrade, that it makes a lot of sense to go out there and get someone like a Clay Holmes. I think a Weaver is interesting because I think Weaver, who is a pitcher for the Mets who could be on the block, he's someone that makes sense. But was it?
No, I'm sorry. I was going to let you wind down. I just a little Jeff Passan. I don't know if it's news, but it's interesting on this front here on DMAC and Reiter. Sorry, you can just.
Oh, let's run it. I saw some of Jeff Passan earlier.
Yeah. So somebody wrote, Jeff, any names you haven't heard people mention that might be possibilities for the Yankees, or any surprise names you have heard floated around and haven't seen much on fan speculation on? Jeff Passan's response, our friend Jeff Passan, who you do not have to publicly apologize to. I haven't seen Teoscar Hernandez's name out there. With the lack of right-handed hitting in the Dodgers minor league outfield depth, he could potentially be on the move.
Yeah, I noticed that people are running wild with that right now. And look, for good reason. The thing about Teoscar Hernandez...
Are you saying that Jeff's running wild?
No.
No,
hey, that's juicy stuff. That's delicious stuff. I'm all about it. The thing about Teoscar Hernandez is you owe him $16 million next year, $15 million club option for 2028. His offense has been down. The defense has been down for the most part. The Dodgers would have probably unloaded him at the right price for the right player this past offseason. Let's not forget, though, Teoscar Hernandez's home run in Game 1 of the NLDS against the Phillies was really the 4th most important hit of the season, really, for the Dodgers. So they love him in the clutch as a hitter. Could they move him? I wouldn't be completely surprised, considering that they do want to give those guys an opportunity. I think the name that I would think has a higher chance of being traded for the Dodgers outfielders is Alex Call. And the reason for this, look, he does not have that arm in the outfield that the Dodgers covet, right? The arm is a below-average arm. Also, there's a certain level of at-bat that he brings where he can draw walks, but he's not necessarily going to be your big impact hitter. You got control on him, but at some point you have to open up these opportunities for these younger prospects. The other thing, too, I don't know if you saw this, Alex Call was jumping over the dugout and almost ran into Shohei Ohtani's arm.
I did see that.
So,
bro,
I think I could see that moving Alex Call.
Yeah.
Another name that I've talked about for months now, as far as someone I think they would move, was Eric Lauer. You asked me a couple weeks ago, who would I want between Roki or Robo or Sheehan or Lauer in a postseason start? And I said, I'll take the other guys because I don't think Lauer's going to be on the team. Because,
but that wasn't the question. The question was, who would you take? Not.
Well, and I would rather take those guys because they're upside. But I think the thing about Eric Lauer, we saw a couple of years back. The Dodgers, they moved off of Noah Syndergaard, and they got a Rosario in return. The year after that, you traded a James Paxton. Last year, you traded Dustin May for a tip. So I think the Dodgers 100% will trade Eric Lauer for some prospects. And I think also they're going to trade some of their prospects potentially for other prospects to try to bolster their farm system for guys they don't have to have on the 40-man roster. But I still think the big fish is still Tarik Skubal. I still think that's the guy that they want.
You think they want Skubal?
Absolutely.
DMAC Reiter, I'm just
a couple weeks ago, everyone said they weren't, right? I was the one saying they were.
Take your Katie Wu victory lap. I'm not up on it.
Well, look,
take your Katie Wu victory. Is she coming on the show tomorrow?
You should efforting it. I'm efforting it
because I will bring it up tomorrow. Otherwise,
you know me.
You're saying that Katie Wu did a 180.
So I think
saying she did.
I want to. Let's see.
Okay.
So Katie Wu, who did talk about a couple weeks ago how the Dodgers were mainly going to focus on prospects and trying to improve their farm system. Let's see here. It looks like there is going to be more of at least a push to try to get Skubal if he is available. And it does say over here that Katie Wu is saying that I don't want to misquote anyone, so
I don't want you to either.
Let's go.
Talk to me, Goose.
Yeah, basically along the lines of that Katie Wu is saying that the Dodgers would be, here it is right here. That
I'm ready.
It's just from Sleeper Dodgers, who tweet out, though it appears that the Dodgers will remain engaged on Detroit Tigers ace Tarik Skubal if he becomes available on the trade market per Katie Wu. So now it's saying that they will remain engaged and that they will have interest. A couple weeks ago, a lot of people were trying to say that maybe they would not be. Still feels like that's the big fish.
Okay. I like it. I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah.
You were peacocking earlier. You were like, I was right and everybody was wrong.
Look, I just know this organization, they realized it last season. They won with aces.
You're not going to take the bait?
I'll take the bait. Look, I mean, everyone thinks it's ridiculous. Everyone thinks that, they have all these starters. The truth is, every single one of these starters has massive question marks. Yamamoto's pitched a lot. Ohtani's knee's injured. Blake Snell's come back off surgery.
I agree with you.
Tyler Glass now.
Okay.
You don't buy the security alarm after the house gets robbed, right? You got to get it before.
You do it before?
And that way,
What's
if something happens...
in the robbery, this case would be not winning the...
Yes.
Isn't that you hire the sixth security guard...
If you want to do it that route too.
I don't know.
But I don't want to be robbed of an opportunity to win a third straight title.
You know what I felt robbed of? Time with you. I miss this. It's great to be back. And by the way, we've got the latest on... Oh, boy. That was a look. On Aaron Donald next year on DMAC and Reiter. Welcome back into the show. DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That's calldowntown.com. You give me, we've worked together long enough now, which is not very long, that I can tell when you feel wronged. You have a very particular,
No, I don't.
you've wronged me look.
That's
Yeah,
so
you
not
do.
true at all.
It's a look.
I've never been wronged.
I
Only
agree.
been Reitered.
Damn. Look what you did there.
Sorry, dude.
The best one, what was
Yo.
the Rocky one, where you're like, he this or that, but he wants to be Rocky, but doesn't want to run up the stairs.
He wants the Rocky statue, doesn't want to run up the stairs.
I mean, dude, that is good. That's like a haiku. That's like
Hey,
an
man,
award-winning
I'm just
haiku.
saying.
Did you sit home and write it down, or does it come to you in a flash? I want to know. In a flash?
I think it was at Arthur J's hanging out, drinking some, usually when I did that old-fashioned, really.
Old-fashioned number 4?
Yeah.
That's where the magic comes from.
Exactly, dude.
Do you know what else is magical?
Was it?
NFL report.
It's time for the latest headlines on and off the gridiron. It's DMAC and Reiter's NFL Report.
Go! Oh, my God. I cannot wait for football season.
I can feel it, baby.
This show's going to be
Can
popping,
feel
dude.
it.
This show's going to be...
Oh, yeah.
It's already a lot of fun, but we're going to have so much to talk. Hello, Ryan Bershinger.
Oh, what up, guys? Yes, training camps are finally underway, and the big news in the NFL over the last week was we finally had every draft pick sign their rookie deals. Fernando Mendoza signed his rookie deal, $57.2 million over the 4 years. Mendoza had this to say on the podcast Upon Further Review on his competition with Kirk Cousins.
It's going to be competing with each other, not competing against each other. Competing with each other, pushing each other to be the best quarterback we can possibly be for the Las Vegas Raiders and to enable to then win as many games as possible, rather than against, withholding information, wishing maybe not the best intent on somebody.
I'm going to insult you, okay? Yeah, I'm just warning you right now.
What was it?
That sounds like you when you're trying not to, like, be mean to somebody.
Oh, come on, dude.
Was that too far?
Yeah, because I'm about to call him Captain Cringe.
In fairness, you are very loquacious, so it's not like you. Yeah.
Okay,
You
but
do it loquaciously.
The difference between me is I usually have an ulterior motive. 1.
It's fair.
True. 2, and make it pretty obvious to the person that that's what I'm doing. I think he really believes this stuff. He really
That was bad. I'm
comes
sorry.
off as...
I should have compared you to that.
You did. It's too late.
No, it's not too late. I apologize.
The damage is done. The day is mine.
Are you doing
Sean
Jeopardy
Connery?
from SNL?
Yes. But
the pen is mightier than the sword, Doug.
There we go. But I will say, look, this. So you know what's wild about this whole Fernando Mendoza thing is,
Talk to me.
he better be a great quarterback,
Okay.
because he just doesn't feel or sound or look like a typical like Raider, the Raiders, right? He doesn't feel that way. But I think when we talk about authenticity and just kind of this feels like the authentic version of himself. But it's just like, come on, man, like you can compete.
It's so mealy-mouthed. We're not competing against each other. We're competing with each other. Are you both going to start simultaneously or no? Because otherwise, God, I like him, though. And that makes me not like myself.
I like him too, man. But I just feel like he's got to kind of be that QB1, right? Like he at some point needs to be the leader of that football team. He's got to be a leader of men, a leader of that NFL team, and a leader of the Raiders. And I think that, look, man, you can't always just toe that line, always say the thing that they want you to say.
Wouldn't it be great if his answer was, oh, we've signed it? I will destroy Kirk Cousins. I have
Yes.
zero respect for him. I will eat his soul for breakfast one time.
Yes, that's
and
what I
burp it
want.
up because that's how insubstantial it is. Get a little giggle there, man.
Give me that, Fernando Mendoza.
Well, Ty Simpson also signed his rookie deal, $25.4 million over 4 years with a near $15 million signing bonus. Nate Atkins of The Athletic broke down what camp will look like for Rams quarterbacks as the Rams have broken down training camp into 4-day blocks, where Matt Stafford will practice on the second and third days and rest on the first and fourth, where Simpson and Stetson Bennett should get plenty of work.
So you've said that you think Ty Simpson's better than Matt Stafford. That's a lie. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with Doug. It's not true.
Heart stopped.
You looked at him for help. I'm like, he can't help you.
My first thought was like, did I ever say that? Was I like
No,
in
that's a
some
total
type
lie.
of
I
trance?
totally lied just to completely mess with you. What is I mean, look, good for the guy to get paid. He's always going to get paid where he got drafted. He better compete with Bennett. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he got some.
And they
really,
like him.
They do. The better he fares during this first training camp for this first session for him, that's going to really bode well for his future just because of the opportunities that he can get. I think if you're a Rams fan right now, your hope is that Ty Simpson is the starting quarterback for the Rams in the Week 18, right? Last game of the season, meaning that the division's been wrapped up, you're not having to play for anything, but he earned that role as the second string, as the backup quarterback to Matthew Stafford. And Sean McVay said a lot of really good things about him. He said that Simpson was sharper and more efficient than Bennett was in day one. So he's won that day one, hey, this is my first impression. I think it's about building on that.
Have you come around, because we were not aligned on this, to my position here? Because I love the Ty Simpson draft pick at this point, because you fast forward to now, they are the betting favorites for the NFC and for the whole thing. And if they do not come out of the NFC, it'll be because they underperformed as a football team or because of injury. It won't because they drafted Ty Simpson. So to me, they have put themselves, health allowing, in the perfect position to dominate this year, maybe dominate next year, depending on some other factors, including does Stafford want to come back for a year after this, and also be able to do the thing we talked about the Warriors earlier they can't do, and that is be able to have a runway for excellence down the line. Look, he's going to work out. I love they took the gamble now that they're in a great position and they might have a quarterback for 3 years from now.
Yeah, I'll love the pick when they use him in a trade for Joe Burrow or Josh Allen. That's when I'll love the pick. But I still stand true, 10 toes down. I still think that this offense, there's questions about where Devontae Adams is at this stage of his career. The advanced stuff says that he has slowed down. I still think that they could have added another offensive weapon.
It's why Simpson for you.
Hey, I will say this, though. You talk about what Ty Simpson, there you go. I love
Remember
it.
those days when you used to compete?
I hurt my hand. I pounded the desk, so my hands hurt. Man, I'm going to be out for training camp because you made me so mad. I pounded the desk here. But I will say this, though. Everything that Ty Simpson has said since being drafted, everything that he's done as far as how he looks, the presence that he has.
That you hate him.
It hasn't changed my mind necessarily, but you can understand what the Rams loved about him, and you can understand their process.
This is you, dude.
No,
this is you.
Wait, just their process wouldn't be my process.
They shouldn't have gotten him, but I see exactly why it was brilliant to get him.
That's not me.
Look,
there's a reason why I'm sitting here and I don't run the Rams. That's what I need. Okay?
You and Rich Paul need to go to a...
No. Okay, you've compared me to Mendoza, Rich Paul.
That's mean.
And what's next?
You're my best friend.
Jeez.
Love you, man.
I feel
Was that Paul Rudd? I love you, man.
There you go.
Okay.
Great move, underrated.
So good.
Sean McVay said
Didn't
a
appreciate
lot.
it until I met you, though.
Said a lot of stuff at Rams camp over the weekend. He gave this important update on Aaron Donald.
He is going through his process, and he is putting himself in a position to make a decision, and he's earned the right to be able to do that. And for those of you guys that do know Aaron, he's very diligent. Anything that he does all in. And so he's going through a very strict regimen and process that was similar to what he did when he played. See how his body responds and feels. And then we've had some things that we'll just kind of, check up on each other, and then we'll see when we have more information whether or not we're going to give it a go or whether or not he's going to continue to enjoy what he's been doing for the last couple years.
It's cool, but do you think he might go through a process at all?
Get on process here, Gary. I mean, AD comes back when he does, Gary. Yeah,
that's a good. I
speak fluent Sean McVay for sure. I do think that this is so Rams-like, right? They're not going to try to rush something that they feel like it doesn't need to be rushed. They're going to lay this out and give him every opportunity to see if he's found that fire. And if he does come back, like I said, this is like a billionaire winning the lottery. It would feel unfair. It would feel like Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor linking up back in the day just to get Aaron Donald back and committed. I think that the way I view it is I think that the reason why it's taken this long is because I think that we're only going to get one version of Aaron Donald back, and that is an Aaron Donald that intends to play the entire season. I mean, even when the last time we saw him in 2023, he was playing around 80% of the snaps. I still think that he's not going to come back just to be this third down pass rusher. He's not going to come back in the middle of the season. The reason why it's taking longer is because, as McVay said, he wants to commit to a process, and I think that would be the version of AD, and I have a good feeling that he does eventually announce that he returns to the Rams. This is how I feel.
I know, hairdo.
Why'd you look at me like that?
I liked your take.
That was an interesting look, bro.
I'm trying to let Bursch get to the next two.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Last one here. McVay gave this update on Puka Nacua and Alaric Jackson.
As it relates to situations with Alaric and Puka Nacua, those are ongoing things that, we're gathering all the information legally. Those guys will both be here, and they'll be a part of what we're doing. But we're trying to work in collaboration and coordination with both the legal system and the league.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, I mean, you have to figure that out. I mean, of course, Alaric Jackson plays a critical role in this offense. He's their left tackle. They paid him, and we'll see what happens with Puka Nacua.
What are the odds do you think Alaric Jackson is back?
I would say around probably 40%.
Yeah, and it felt like it was 4% when this news first broke.
Yeah.
And this just speaks to you can't rush to judgment on these. You just, when you don't
Surely.
know, you do not know. Doug and I rarely argue. Just kidding. We argue all the time, even though we're best friends. We are going to get into the Shohei Ohtani story. Ohtani is at a crossroads, at least in terms of pitching right now. How will it impact his MVP race? That's next here on DMAC and Reiter. What up? Final hour of the show. Great to be back on the air. Thank you to everyone who's hanging out here on the FM dial or on the stream on YouTube at the Fan LA. This is DMAC and Reiter presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That's calldowntown.com. We have not revisited the World Cup bet that you barely missed. Those of you that don't know this, we had a World Cup bet. I would have had to do some stupid Ronaldo thing. If Portugal had won the World Cup, and you would have had to have read an apology I wrote for you to Jeff Passan with Passan on the show if Argentina had won. And I thought about you because on Sunday on vacation, because a week and a half ago, I got up at 4:30 in the morning and made my family drive to Big Sur at 4:30 in the morning to get to a very cool sports bar so I could watch the match as part of my vacation. And the whole time I thought of you. Because I was rooting for Spain, but I knew the bonus was if Argentina won. I got to do this to you.
That was worth. It almost felt like I had $10,000 riding on that match. It really felt that way.
That's amazing.
You can ask G, my wife. I mean, we were absolutely locked in. Like I was watching the Dodgers in the World Series, the Rams in the Super Bowl, UCLA in the NIT or something. But I was absolutely completely immersed in that game. And what kind of blew my mind was just like, as the game would go along, I was like, wow, Argentina still does not have a shot on goal.
I know.
And it felt like that Spain team was going to make its presence felt. I enjoyed watching it. I thought it was a competitive World Cup final. It was good to see our boy Lamine Yamal.
He's good, bro. Oh, dude, Pau Cabarsi saved you, the young center back from Barcelona.
He really did. I was feeling it, man. I was like celebrating with that team. I was watching all the Spain post-match celebrations. I was because I told you I'm going to Barcelona in August.
I gotta give you some spots to go to, dude.
Bro, tell me, man. Where we at?
I got the hookups.
Where's the closest McDonald's?
You're going to Bethlehem?
Okay.
Actually, the McDonald's there are amazing.
They go hard?
Yeah, because the food's so good. It's crazy.
So where'd you end up watching the game, though?
I went to the Big Sur Tap House in Big Sur, and I got there right when the doors opened, and people rushed in there. We got the last 4 seats, Lori and the kids and I. And then a buddy of mine, I haven't seen in 15 years, I had 2 of these adventures. A guy that used to produce me on TV was just sitting true to my left and goes, "Are you Bill Reiter?" And I thought, it's a fan. He's like, "It's me. I used to work with you." It was cool, dude. It was cool. We had a great time.
So you got the full experience.
I got the whole thing. And we had people from Argentina and people from Spain that happened to be there.
Nice.
In Cali doing the thing. Something that wasn't as nice that happened over the course of our time off is Mr. Ohtani and this lingering injury in his knee. And now we're at a place where things do not feel incredibly encouraging. And I was thinking about you, not in the sense that you were wrong, but in the sense of how quickly things can change. You and I had this argument, and we can revisit it, and you can do your victory lap, and I can try to correct in the way that you maybe will misframe my view. But we had this conversation about how I wanted Ohtani to win a Cy Young Award, and you said he won't, he shouldn't, they shouldn't focus on that, but he'll be the unanimous MVP. And we both took for granted that he would be the MVP regardless of whether or not it was unanimous. And you fast forward a couple weeks, dude, and PCA has a higher WAR, and could very well be the guy that wins that award. Where are you at? And we can take this any direction you want as we talk Ohtani here on DMAC and Reiter on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. But I am curious what your confidence level is on just the MVP for Shohei.
Where I'm at, I'm in near crisis mode. I'll tell you that much. I absolutely think that this is going to be a competitive MVP race down the stretch. The National League's top 2 players have been Shohei Ohtani and Crow-Armstrong. Yes, you got James Wood, very talented hitter for the Washington Nationals. Got a chance to hang out with him at the Home Run Derby last year. Great guy. But Crow-Armstrong is putting together an absolutely all-time incredible season. And right now, if you look at where both those guys stand, Crow-Armstrong offensively is having a better year than Shohei Ohtani. If you look at weighted runs created plus, Crow-Armstrong at 155, Shohei Ohtani at 143. If you look at home runs, Crow-Armstrong at 23, Shohei Ohtani at 22. Crow-Armstrong has played 4 more games, but here's the big difference between the two players. So Shohei Ohtani, when he's pitching, and he's doing it once a week at an elite Cy Young level, there's no question about it. Shohei Ohtani is the unicorn, deserving of the MVP. But then the question becomes this, Bill.
Well, Pete's WAR is higher.
His WAR is higher, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
His WAR right now, Crow-Armstrong's WAR is at 6.5 on the season. That's
Ohtani,
weighted.
Yep.
That's wins above replacement. Ohtani's at 5.6. But the difference between Ohtani and Crow-Armstrong is defensively. That's where Crow-Armstrong is getting a lot of that WAR. PCA is as good of a center fielder as we've seen this league in a long, long time. I mean, the guy is Ken Griffey Jr. in center field. This season, he's in the 100th percentile when it comes to outs above average. He's 20 outs above average. That's absolutely elite. And then also, he's been really good at the plate. So really the difference, Bill, between Pete Crow-Armstrong and Shohei Ohtani is this. What would you rather have? The same bat, right? Essentially around the same offensive production and elite defense in center field every single game? Or would you rather have the same or similar bat in a guy that's a dominant starter potentially once a week? One guy in Shohei, you get once a week on the mound. He's elite. Not right now because he's injured. And another guy, you have elite defense in center field. So it's. I hate to say this, but like I said, even though I'm the biggest Shohei Ohtani lover, no one loves Shohei more than me.
Oh, my
He's the unicorn. He's my GOAT. The truth is Shohei's going to have a very good offensive finish to the season because the numbers offensively have been down from his first 2 years with the Dodgers. And also, he's going to have to get back on that mound and make, I want to say, maybe 6 or 7, maybe 8 starts if he wants to run away with this MVP. So this could be his closest MVP race yet.
Oh, wow. So you've gone from we can't pitch in, the Cy Young
I've
doesn't
gone crazy.
matter, to we got to get him on the mound
for 5 innings, 6 innings, under 100 pitches. I'm staying true. I have the Ohtani
How do you
rules.
Spell hypocrisy?
This
It's
is
a long
insane.
one. I know.
This
It's
is
hard to
insane.
spell. Is it
I have laid out the Ohtani rules.
HY?
You pitch him once a week.
It's
you
the
pitch him
C and the
before
S
day
that's
off.
hard with the
You pitch him
hypocrisy.
less than 100 pitches.
Spelling.
So the thing is, I think it would be difficult for voters to give Shohei Ohtani the MVP again unless he really turns things up offensively.
If only somebody on Sports Talk Radio in LA.
How is this turning into a victory lap for you?
Can I just, real quick. If only somebody in LA had said, man, we should appreciate his pitching and we should utilize it more while we know that he's able to do it in case it goes away. That might have stacked the numbers a little bit. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
And I'm so glad you brought that up because I got the perfect counter to that. And
It's
that
about
counter
time.
is that he's been down offensively. That no one wants to talk about this, but
You
since,
do.
Oh, that's true.
You want to bring it up all the time.
Absolutely. Well, I love to talk about just the reality
Dude,
of.
just say it. You don't want him to pitch anymore.
It's not that
You've
at all.
been flirting around this
It
the
is not
entire
that at all.
time we've been doing the show.
First of all, if you're not going to get Tarik Skubal, you need him to pitch because he's an elite starting pitcher when he's on the mound.
Next 2 or 3 years.
But I will say this, that for this year in particular, his bat is so incredibly important to this offense, and for them to finish with the best record, have that bye, and set themselves up to another World Series, that this season for Shohei Ohtani, you're looking at an offensive showing that we're deep into the season, and there's been a big drop-off from year 1, year 2 to year 3. And on top of that, since the beginning of July, he's been 18% below league average offensively. He's struggled this entire month.
What do you equate that to?
I think he's playing through a left knee injury that is in some way impacting him just how significantly at the plate. That remains to be seen. He says that he's fine. It doesn't impact him too significantly. But I just think the wear and tear of playing baseball every day
you can
for
say
3 seasons.
It's a safe space where we can.
I'll say what I'm going to. Wait, I think what? Try to read my mind. We got Rich Paul here speaking for other people.
Oh, wow. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm engaged. You think, and it's reasonable even though you're wrong, that the fact that he pitches and he hits this year, that he's engaged in both, has worn him down in both respects and made him less durable.
I do think that.
And you won't say it. You won't say it with your chest.
I
You
have
whisper
said
it.
that.
You
I'm
sort
not
of
afraid to say that.
roundabout way.
Look, the man. Okay, so here's
Talk
the
to
thing.
me.
The truth is about
Oh, the
Shohei
truth
Ohtani.
is, here it comes.
Right? Bicep injury, blister, knee, played a lot of baseball, turned 32, had his second kid.
Had his second kid?
I mean, there's all
That's
these
part
little
of the injury?
factors. No, I mean, like maybe just a little. I'm not saying it's a factor, a major one, but let's be honest.
Are you anti? Like,
no,
parenthood's a beautiful thing.
Come on, the thing I'm saying is there's a lot of things that I think is, and you pair that with how much baseball he's played, made 2 World Series runs in a row, and then this is the first time in his career that he's gone wire to wire, going the entire regular season and to be expected to pitch in the postseason for his entire career. So yes, look, I mean, he's gone through stretches in the past, even when he didn't pitch, where he slumped offensively. I'm not saying that that's not the case.
He slumped earlier this year, dude, when we first started practicing for this show.
He did slump, but I mean, his weighted runs created plus is at 143. That's not elite. Like, that is not an elite bat. His first year with the Dodgers, when he had 54 home runs and went 50-50, that was at 180. Last year was at 172. This year it's down to 143. So the offense has trended in the wrong direction. And is it what you guys look at me like I'm the only sane person in a world of crazy people? Is it crazy?
Trust me, that's not how I look at you.
Is it crazy to think that maybe someone is having his worst year offensively because A, he's taken on a role as a starting pitcher for a full season for the first time with the Dodgers, and two, maybe he's not 100% physically.
It's reasonable.
I think they're leading into it.
It's reasonable. Look, I'm pushing your buttons a little bit, but I'm not arguing with you here on DMAC and Reiter on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. And the reality with Shohei is that it's uncharted territory, and it is hard to know what is us, you, me, the Dodgers reasonably doubting him because no one's ever done what he's done before, and it being a mistake to doubt him because everybody doubted him when he first came to the States and obviously with the Angels and thought he could do both. Where does that line end and real consequences for his age and the wear and tear and doing both begin? And I don't know the answer, but it is a reasonable conversation.
I could not agree with you more. That it's a nuance, it's a complicated conversation, but we do have some history as far as how does the offense look when he pitches for a full season. The last time we saw him do that with the Angels a couple years back where he was going full bore, wire to wire, 2022, his weighted runs created plus that year, 142. That's one below what it is this year. In 2022, he ended up with 34 home runs that season. You know how many he's on pace for this year? Exactly 34 home runs. So there is
his OPS is still 907. He still hit 22 home runs.
But it's not the
I understand. I understand.
And that version of Ohtani is more important. Ohtani, the batter, is the most important player on the Dodgers, bar none. It absolutely is. And when he pitches through injury, it takes away from Ohtani, the hitter, which makes the Dodgers not as good of a team as they're capable of being. So, look, if I have to be the bad guy and point that out, I'm fine with doing it. I just want to see the best version of the Dodgers and the best version of Shohei Ohtani. And I think that, look, now that we have gone a couple weeks removed from this and people were upset about the fact that I said on this show, I'll still remember a comment. What they say? What that guy say?
I would never say anything bad. I don't know.
It was
never remember this.
Ohtani's pitching a Cy Young level. DMAC, we need him to be ass.
Yeah,
right?
But that was real.
Right, and what I say back then,
that was
when he had a .74 ERA, and I said that I felt like Yamamoto was still going to have a better pitching year and finish higher than the Cy Young because I felt like they were going to give him the opportunity to.
Victory lap
No,
right
I'm not doing that.
I'm just checking.
I'm just saying that
sounds like one.
I think this version of Shohei Ohtani needs to be a little bit recalibrated as far as what the goals are. And I guess what? Everything that I thought was going to happen has happened. And they have throttled down on him. And I think it's for the betterment of not just the team, but for the future of Shohei Ohtani. I truly do believe that.
I mean, look, maybe you're right, and maybe there's just wear and tear, and he's having a little bit of an off stretch, which, by the way, we've seen him be streaky. That is a thing that has been a reality for him. But you may be right. You may be correct. The difficulty in Ohtani is you always bring up that he's Superman, right? The problem with Superman is he looks like a human being, but the rules don't apply, and regular medicine doesn't apply. Our sort of technology doesn't apply. So every system for evaluation, every mechanism for managing a pitcher and a hitter, everything that baseball organizations, and the Dodgers are obviously the best run on the face of the planet, the best run ever, that they've utilized to sort of figure out how to do things. I'm not sure to what degree it works or doesn't work on Shohei. He's an alien. I mean, you've said he's just not from this planet. And so, again, it's hard to know where your being right begins, or ends, I should say, and this just being Shohei having an off stretch and it looks like something else because he's a freak of nature in all the ways that are great begins. I don't want to give up on Shohei being Shohei because he's having a bad stretch.
I don't either, but I just want to see him get 100% healthy. Like if
and that's
I really
shut him
would
down. I agree. Like, so let me ask you this, like, because Here's the other thing, and this is the fallacy. You were right, I was wrong, but I said, and this isn't the Dodgers. Let's criticize the Dodgers here. At the start of the All-Star game, when they weren't going to have him pitch, and he didn't go to the All-Star game, but they let him play for 3 games. Remember, they let him hit for 3 games. And I said, of course he's fine. Of course he's not injured, because the Dodgers wouldn't be stupid enough if he was banged up to let him hit in 3 meaningless games. Who was it? The Rockies? They lost those games, I think, but it wasn't even. Not that it should matter. It could be the Yankees. It doesn't matter. And I was wrong. But I was wrong in that the Dodgers were idiotic. The Dodgers, if he was banged up, and he clearly was, if there are wear and tear issues, whatever the reason, then shut him down for 3 weeks completely. Take the bat out of the lineup. Take the loss. How many games are they up in the NL West right now? 13 or whatever it is? So that's the other thing, is the Dodgers, to a degree, have mismanaged this. Sit him. Let him heal.
And I think that in a perfect world, that's the route that I would go. Having said that, this is Shohei Ohtani, and all he knows is playing and having a routine and going out there and chasing being the best player in the world. And I guarantee you that if Shohei Ohtani does not win the MVP this season, in his mind, I don't care what he says, he's not going to be happy about that, because he should win his unanimous MVP. And it's crazy, too, that you bring that up, Bill, because a couple weeks ago, you were making fun of me about
fun of you. Lie detected.
You were making fun of me about the award that I invented, the MVP.
I'm still going to make fun of you.
It's the most valuable player ever.
It's just called the GOAT. It's not. You didn't make it up. You didn't make it up.
I made up MVP.
No, you can't.
Because it's an individual season. But the point I'm trying to give you credit here. See, I'm trying to actually give you credit here. And that credit I'm trying to give you is the fact that we're even having this conversation. It means that even myself is saying, hey, we need him in there to get these offensive numbers. We need him to get back on the mound just so he can win the MVP this season, because that's a big part of his all-time greatness is passing Barry Bonds when it comes to MVPs, unanimous MVPs. No one's won more than 3 MVPs. He has a chance to win 5 this year. That's significant. That's special. That's something worth pursuing under the right circumstances.
See, and that's where it's so funny, because I would rather chase a Cy Young, which is no longer attainable and no longer a goal of mine. When it was attainable, I would rather, because I think it's a rare level of greatness. Here's where there's an issue with Ohtani. And it's the same issues the Lakers had with LeBron James. It's the same issue that the Rams will have with Matthew Stafford if and when he wants to play longer, potentially. That's down the road. Then they want him to play. It's the problem with all greats and all-time greats and best players on championship-level teams. Sometimes you have to manage the talent in a way they don't want to be managed. And LeBron is ham-fisted about that, so we know it. Ohtani is not, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is very dogmatic, and you and I have argued and joked that I think he's in charge of Dave Roberts. If Ohtani appears healthy, and the Dodgers act in a way that makes me think that he's healthy, this is going back in time, and he has a chance at a Cy Young, I want Ohtani to Bigfoot the Dodgers and go for it. But if you fast forward to July 27th, 2026, and Ohtani's not healthy, and he's insisting he play whatever way he can, I want the Dodgers to put their foot down. And that's a hard thing to do with superstars, but whatever. That's the job, Dave Roberts. That's the job, Andrew Friedman.
And I do think that they have learned through this experience, right? If you look at most of the injuries he's had, they're on the base paths. So I think for Shohei Ohtani, it's, hey, we know that he's explosive. If you look at all of the advanced data on Shohei, as far as his expected batting average, how hard he's hitting the ball, barrel percentage, he's still doing that at an absolutely elite MVP level. It's just he's not seeing the same kind of results. Remember, this is a guy that's hit 50 home runs with the Dodgers. This year he's going to maybe hit 34, 35, 36. At least that's what he's on pace for right now. But I think that it's a different version of how he's playing. If there is some extra pressure that happens when he's on the mound and mechanically they can't figure it out, they should keep him out. That's what they're doing. And if that means taking the next step where...
Well, I'm talking next step.
You're taking, and I think the next step is kind of looking at the at-bats, and if it looks like there's anything different between the at-bats from when he's been right this year versus now, then you have to consider, hey, is it worth shutting him down for a stretch?
You are pointing out that he's not playing well. You are pointing out that he's not the elite bat that he needs to be. You are making the argument, and I think it's a good one, DMAC, here on DMAC and Reiter on the new 97.1, The Fan, the voice of LA Sports, that the wear and tear of the pitching and the knee situation might be sort of bleeding over to the hitting. Here's my thing. Sit him for 2 weeks. Just give him, put him on the IL. Give him a little R&R. Let his body recuperate and recover. And because the Dodgers, look, I don't want this, but this is different than 6 weeks ago, and I won't let you take a victory lap on this because You may not change, but the facts do. And I may not change, but the facts do. And I am actually willing to change with the facts. And the facts, whatever they were 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, are different now. He is not playing well. He appears to be banged up. He did not go to the All-Star game. That knee is an issue. He shouldn't have played in that 3-game series before the All-Star game to get a full sort of stretch of rest. And if you really think, and I believe you, this isn't lip service. I'm not pandering. I think you're the best Dodgers person out there. Doug, if you really think that he's having a negative return on investment from all the baseball he's played this year as a hitter and a pitcher, they have the advantage to be able to they could lose the next 7 games and we'll freak out on the radio, but guess what? They don't lose the pennant there. They don't lose the NL West there. Take advantage of it and let the guy recuperate a little bit.
And it's on the Dodgers, it's on Shohei Ohtani to kind of communicate that. I mean, if you talk to any MLB player in July and early August and you say, hey, are you at 100%? No one will say yes, right? They're all at varying degrees, 90%, 80%. But I think the big question for me is there any enhanced risk for playing through something? And then also, too, just kind of thinking big picture about what a fresh version of a Shohei Ohtani looks like in the postseason. Look, like you mentioned, he is Superman, but the truth is these things have started to pile up. So I would have a long conversation with him just to get on the same page about how they're feeling physically and kind of how that – don't forget, too, I mean, how this leads up to the trade deadline for Shohei Ohtani. I think the last thing that the Dodgers would want to do would be to put him on the IL, and the Tigers like, oh, now he's on the IL. Well, now we want this for Skubal, right? So I'm sure there's a lot of things in play. Shohei, I think, more than any athlete in baseball history, has a bigger say about whether or not he plays, and that's something the Dodgers are sensitive to.
And he's earned it, dude.
He's earned it.
But
this is the time to really make sure that there's nothing worse that could happen, and then you kind of just look how things have played out.
It's tricky because with a normal baseball player who only hits, right, you would have an easier time of distinguishing between a slump, wear and tear, and fatigue injury, right? Those sort of 3 categories. The problem becomes, since he does both, he could be injured or really fatigued in a detrimental way as a pitcher, and he could be simply slumping as a hitter, and you could be conflating those. I just don't know. It's a really interesting dilemma and situation. It's Doug McCain. I'm Bill Reiter. DMAC and Reiter, thank you for listening. We have a lot of very good questions. There's one from Francisco Fernandez that's outstanding from the chat over at the Fan LA. At the Fan LA, we're going to do a little mailbag for you. The best way, easiest way to sort of give us those questions is to do that over on YouTube at the Fan LA. At the Fan LA, you can also go to X, same handle, or you can call in 855-97-LA-FAN. Also, if you've called in earlier today and we didn't get to you, I apologize. My bad. We are sorry. We want to hear from you. That's on me. So call back 855-97-LA-FAN if you called earlier and didn't get through. Really want to hear from you, and I'm sorry for that. You can give us your question there. It is Reiter than you. DMAC, that says an old school one. Uh-oh. That's an old show, Doug.
It's a clever name.
Thank you. I really like it. This company came up with it. It's DMAC and Reiter. It's a different show. Mailbag next. Next on 97.1 The Fan.
Hey man, someone's gotta say it.
How is this a hot take?
I mean,
LeBron didn't love LA.
It's
not a hot take.
I don't think it's a hot take at all.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, I think he likes the neighborhood in LA that he lives at. That's really private and fancy, and I'm pretty sure he loves the weather. But
I mean, I'm sure Steph Curry has good meals when he comes here, but he does. No one's like, so that guy loves LA. That's an LA guy.
I mean, LeBron's gonna live in New York. He doesn't even love Philly.
Yeah,
right. I mean, why is that a stretch? I don't know.
I guess maybe I shouldn't turn to X for reasonable discourse.
See, we've gotten arguments about this. Every time I say something like, "Oh, like this poll on X," and you're like, "That's just social media. It doesn't mean anything." You always tell. You see, it's an unhealthy.
No, I agree. You're holding a lot inside.
No, not.
I'm just okay. Wow.
No, I mean,
it's a lot of.
If you can't look too much into it, though, right?
Look, people on extra, whatever. It's fine. It's more just like this is the thing you're mad about because I say some things that out of context, right? I am easy to aggregate because I feel like I speak with some nuance. I hope I do here on DMAC and Reiter as you do. And then you can take the one clip where it's this guy, the worst, or okay, that's fine. How is LeBron not being a big LA guy a surprise? He just went to Philadelphia.
Yeah, doesn't shock me in the least.
He just took, anyway, as we know. Do you want to do a little mailbag?
Let's hit it.
Can I skip to the one that I think is a great question?
You've been hyping this up.
You gotta take a pause on it because I know where you're gonna go, but I want you to think it through, okay?
You don't know where I'm going to go.
Yeah, I do. I know it.
I guarantee you don't. Write it down then. Prove
Extra
it.
grind.
Okay.
I'm not going to write it down. Okay. Francisco Hernandez 3-3. Would you rather, this is from the chat on YouTube at the Fan LA. Would you rather have Ohtani and Trout on the same team or Luka and Jokic? So I think, here's my question, and he didn't specify. Thank you, Francisco, for the great question. Are we talking sort of top of their excellence, or are we talking today?
I mean, we've seen what that looked like already.
The answer is, but the reason I love the question is because I want to adjust it. I'll adjust it to Trout and Ohtani on a team that's well run.
And current version or at their...
So that's what I don't know.
At the peak of their prime.
What do you want to do? You tell me.
I would say right now, because, I mean, Trout's had a really good year. He's had this kind of vintage-ish Trout season.
But not peak. You just made a whole not peak Ohtani thing, right? That's...
No, I would say that let's do current.
peak.
I mean, but here's the thing. Like, even Shohei this season is elite.
If you put, I agree. If you put Shohei and Trout on the Cubs, on the Yankees, on the Brewers, I'm right. Like you just on a competent team. The Dodgers are the best run team in baseball, but even a competent team, I'm still going Luka and Jokic. By the way, is where I'm going to.
I'm 100%.
Oh, I thought you were going the other way.
Oh, no, I'm going. Okay. I didn't have to think about this one because for Shohei and Trout, they've kind of been there, done that, right? We've seen that on the Angels. Obviously, you added the important detail, the caveat where it's on a well-run team. Let's say it's on the Dodgers. That'd be interesting. But to me, Luka and Joker, that's a potential dynasty. I mean, that's a team that could win the next 2 to 3 titles, to the smartest, best players ever, to the best European players ever.
They're boys. They get along.
Great chemistry. That would be the dream scenario.
All right, would you rather have Luka and Jokic on a team or Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Mizorowski?
Ooh, see, that's a really good one. I got to go with...
And any closer you want in baseball.
You know what? I got to go with that Joker Luka team.
Okay.
I'm starving for some Lakers titles.
Okay.
I'm starving for some Lakers titles. I mean, I love the Dodgers more than anything else. I love Dodgers more than life itself. I bleed blue. Trust me, I do. But I feel like, hey, the Dodgers won back-to-back. I mean, here's the thing. LeBron won us a title, right? He helped win us a title.
Yeah.
We have not had a parade to celebrate a Lakers championship since Kobe. Right? And that means something to me and to this city.
I'm not a parade. So I'm not a parade guy. I'm not a retired numbers guy. I'm not a parade guy.
I'm the biggest parade guy.
Any of them.
Get there early. The one of the greatest moments was when we're in the Coliseum for the Lakers championship and we did 1-2. Kobe did 1, 2, 3, and the whole crowd said ring. And it was it felt like you were in the huddle with the Lakers. Like
you look so happy right now.
I mean, that was a great championship.
It's a great memory.
Look, I think too. I mean, part of this, and I hate to somehow link this to LeBron James because we've talked about him a lot. And to me, I can never get enough LeBron James talk. Could you imagine what that would look like for LeBron to say, "Wait a minute, they got Joker. They're in a great spot, right?"
It'd be amazing.
Yeah. But Mizorowski and Judge and Ohtani, that's like playing fantasy baseball in a league of one.
And any closer you want.
Any closer I want. Jeez,
I think I'm trying to make it harder.
I think the debate is: would you rather have like Lakers, the best version of the Lakers as far as how you can improve their roster. Whereas the Dodgers feel like they almost already have just an unstoppable roster, right? You still have Freddie Freeman. You still have Max Muncy is having a great year. Kyle Tucker and Mookie should be better. So, yeah, I think that'd be the thing for me. I think for me to flip it on you.
Here we go.
Would
Flip
you
it.
rather have Barcelona have peak Kylian Mbappe or peak Cristiano Ronaldo? That's a pretty good one. I kind of got you on that.
Terrible question,
That's
dude.
a
I'm
gr-
trying to
I
think
got-
who
you hate less?
Who you hate, so I can ask you about it. Would you rather have Manny Machado?
Wait, you're going to ask me before you answer the question? That's not
fair.
cool.
I tried to pull a Doug and change the subject. That's really great. What I'm going to do here, have you ever had honey in your lemon and your tea? All right. I mean, the answer is easy. It's Kylian Mbappe.
Really?
No, I can't. I mean, I like Mbappe when he's playing for the French
I
national
feel like you
team.
kind of warmed up to him a little bit.
I still loathe him now that he's
Yeah.
back to Real Madrid, but I do not like Ronaldo.
Do you see my guy Vinny Jr.? He got surgery on his chin.
Is that
chin
real?
harmonization
Is that
surgery. I had to
real?
look it up.
Did he really do that?
It feels like it's pretty real.
It's not AI.
Based on
I hate it.
the minimal research
Love
I've
yourself,
done.
man. You know, we all look how we look.
I kind of like the look.
I went to a doctor once. I had like a non-cancerous something or other. It was like they thought it was cancer. It wasn't. It was fine. Whatever. I went to a, what am I trying to say? Like where they do the work on the face. What am I trying to say?
Plastic surgeon?
There we go. And they just did a quick little thing. And the guy came in and he's like, "All right, so we're getting this off today." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Cool." And then he proceeded for 30 seconds to walk me through all the ways I was basically ugly, I guess, and how to fix me. And I'm like, "No, man, I'm cool." And he's like, "No, I can fix all this stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good, man. Just get the thing."
You're a 10, bro.
You know, well, whatever. I just love yourself. You know.
Hey, man.
You love you. I love that about you. I'm kind of a fan of me.
Hey, man, it's a Muhammad Ali quote, right? I said I was the greatest even before I knew I was.
You got to get comfortable in your own skin. Are you ready for another question?
Yeah.
Here on DMAC Reiter.
Let's hit it.
The mailbag.
These are always great.
The new 97 on the,
Yep.
the voice of LA Sports. Give me another one.
No, yeah.
No, I thought more. I like the
I feel like I like the
explanations.
Migos doing like ad libs or something. Mama.
I don't know who Swung a Ball for is, but they've been in the chat all day saying that I'm not paying attention to them and they're drinking Modelo's and they're going to call in. And do we know who this is? Is it a friend of mine? I don't know what's going on. Anyway,
I've heard about this guy. You mentioned him.
Swung a Ball for. Please ask Doug and Ryder who were the first athletes they interviewed when they started this career. I'd have to go back. So this is, I mean, mine is like, you don't even know who this is. At the University of Iowa in the 80s or 90s was a three-point shooter named Cliff Kingsbury. He used to shoot three-point shots from the half-court line, and he had a chance to go play for the Knicks or something, and he supposedly, allegedly got drunk and slept through his plane and ended up as a banker in a small town in Nebraska that had 400 people, and I tracked him down to the story on him. I think that's the first athlete I ever interviewed.
Wow. When I did college recruiting back in the day,
you did college recruiting,
and like I was for
That's a grind.
24/7 Sports. I would interview all these like high school players from way back in the day. But yeah, like man, I probably would say a Cody Kessler or something like that from USC. Like one of those guys comes to mind. So I would say that when I started doing the Dodgers though, kind of my first big one was Max Muncy back in the day. So that was pretty cool.
Ron Prince, you won't know his name. I'm trying to think who were the first. I mean, Clark Hunt was a big one, but I was in Kansas City. My first big was LeBron James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's legendary, dude.
We're best friends.
That's your boy, dude.
We're so close. Goes to X, he's 20 plus. People are going absolutely crazy. So this Teo thing, Teoscar Hernandez thing about potentially being traded was, by the way, this was, to put this in context, again, aggregation. Passan was asked for a name that hasn't been out there, and he speculated. Now, it's going to be informed speculation, but it's not as if Teoscar is one phone call away from Friedman shipping him. That'd be a bummer, though.
It really
I
would.
like him, man.
I mean,
as a presence on the team.
He's definitely one of the big emotional leaders of this team. I don't think that Andy Pages has the all-star season he's having without the presence of Teoscar Hernandez. That influence has been absolutely profound. And the thing, too, is for a lot of years, everyone complained about this Dodgers team, saying that they didn't play with enough emotion. They didn't have clutch hitters. They had guys that struggled when the lights were brightest. Teoscar Hernandez has been one of the Dodgers' best postseason hitters over the last couple years. Go to that Game 5 of the World Series in 2024 against the Yankees when the Dodgers came back. It was Teo that had that big double late in that inning. Go to Game 5 of the NLDS against the Padres in 2024. It was Teo that had that big insurance run home run against the Padres. He's been one of the best clutch hitters. Since 2020, he's been a top 7 hitter against left-handed pitchers, and the Dodgers' right-handed hitters have not been great this season. You look at Will Smith has missed a lot of time. Mookie Betts has had a down year. Unless they're getting someone that's impactful back, I think that would be a massive mistake by the Dodgers to trade Teoscar Hernandez.
Bro, your recall is amazing.
I watch these games, baby.
I mean, it's like, no, I know, but just the recall.
Total Recall is a great movie.
Oh, it was a great movie. It's also dumb. I go back and they remade
By the way,
it.
I want to give you a shout out. When we were at that, when I went to this World Cup thing that they didn't really tell me what I was going to do. I went on stage.
Oh yeah, you were.
I think there was like hundreds, maybe even thousands, maybe even millions of people there.
There were 2 million people there.
There were 2 million people. I was like, "Yo, DMAC, can write it up." And I had this one guy come up to me in a Barcelona jersey.
Oh wow!
And he was like, "Hey man, really appreciate you guys actually talking soccer on that show.
Get it?
I know Bill's a big Barca fan. Tell him I said what's up." The guy's name was Ernie.
Ernie, my dude.
Yeah, and I told him, I was
bro.
like, and the funny thing was that on the stage I was like, "Yeah, guys, I'm a soccer expert. I've been watching the sport for 3 weeks." And I was basically doing the thing where I act like I don't watch soccer, but I know more about it than I actually do. And I think Ernie could sense that because we were talking about Lamine Yamal and some of the Barcelona players. But yeah, I want to give you a shout out, man. He was loving the soccer talk on the show and wanted to give you a nice Barca shout out.
Love Ernie, my dude.
Ernie was your guy.
He
dude.
knows.
Yeah,
he knows right from wrong.
He even knew about the bet.
He did.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I'm so bummed.
I'm
not bummed because I'm glad for Spain, but it would have been, bro. I was gonna write the most vicious thing. It was gonna be unbelievable. The words I wrote that would come out of your mouth to Jeff Passan.
Dude, I had night. Like I was I had like anxiety for like 72 hours leading up to the there was more pressure on me than Lamine Yamal.
I had
like
dreams.
It was crazy.
I dreamt about it in a good way. Where like, the words I put in your mouth, it was beautiful. Do you know what else is beautiful? Heroics. And we're gonna reveal you like that the DMAC and Reiter Hero of the Day next. You guessed it on DMAC and Reiter. All right, what up? Welcome back into the show. Last segment for us, but remember, James Coe has you covered tonight, every night, every weeknight, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. But for the next 10 minutes, this is DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That's 40222. Or you can visit calldowntown.com. You really want to do the bet even though you didn't lose it? Because I will happily write you a Jeff Passan apology.
No, I want another apology. I still want my apology from Jeff Passan because Roki Sasaki is balling out of control and looks like an ace. Also, don't be putting my guy Teoscar Hernandez in trade rumors.
Oh, get him. Get him.
I love you, Jeff. The GOAT.
Get him.
I'm not afraid.
You're a little.
Okay, then how about this? How about this? What if I agree to really do it?
Yeah.
Even though I technically don't owe you it.
Right.
If
okay,
you rock the jersey and do the Cristiano Ronaldo celebration where you go, See,
I don't want to do that, and you do want to pay off the bet. So I'm
no,
gonna
I
go
don't.
with
That's
a
petrifying.
Strong no. You were so close, dude.
I was close,
You were
man.
so close.
What were you like watching the game? Curious. Were you on edge?
I was happy because I was joyous either way. Although somebody said this in the comments, and I agree. I would have been happy either way. I thought the way Argentina played was gross, and I thought the way that they conducted themselves, I think it was Daniel who said this, after the match was despicable.
Yeah, after that match. Sure. I mean, do you buy into the whole thing where Messi posted a picture of just himself when they lost, trying to take accountability versus when they win, he posts his whole team? Or what'd you make of Messi's performance in general?
I thought he was poor, but I thought the setup was not very good, and they didn't try until the end, and he had an amazing pass, and he was magical in the 3 or 4 minutes after they got down. They should have had a more attacking approach. They played like Getafe. For our friend, who is our friend? Ernie. Ernie knows what I'm saying.
Ernie's your guy, dude.
Yeah, that's my dude. It is time for the DMAC and Reiter Hero of the Day. My wife just made fun of me for saying the wrong show, by the way. She just texted me.
Oh, yeah.
It's a coming back from vacation slip-up, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's too good of a name not to just occasionally throw out there.
It's not a bad name.
Yeah.
You know? I almost made it a joke, but it would have been fair to you. Okay, Hero of the Day.
I don't like those.
Whoa,
I feel like those. I don't like
it.
those. I'd rather hear the joke and let me respond than. Okay, or not, actually. Based on that, okay, who won? Who won? I'm dying to know who's the hero of the day.
Roki Sasaki for dominating New York City on that road trip with 37% of the vote. Luka for taking the Lakers from LeBron got 31%. Ferran Torres, who saved you, 23%. And Kyle Tucker, who apparently no one likes, poor guy, got 9%. Not that nobody likes him. They just don't like him as a hero.
Wow.
Great.
He's got it. Kyle Tucker, he wants to win that poll. Part of becoming a better hitter for the Dodgers this season is to finish higher on the polls for DMAC and Reiter.
I'd be so curious if what would happen if we played musical chairs with the host for a day. If we just paired up with other hosts, how that would. Because I would push the buttons of everybody.
You would.
I would.
I think you would.
Oh, I would.
I mean, you're a one thing they can't take away from you. Look, you're pushing buttons right now. You're on this set. You're one of the GOAT button pushers. You know.
Thank you.
What LeBron is to ring chasing, you are to button pushers.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's
a real skill.
That's the thing, man.
So I'm good at it.
Yeah, I'm like buttons all over me, and you push them.
What's the best? Oh, the best meal you had on vacation, I'm assuming, was probably Arthur J.
I'm going to give some love to my friends over at Arthur J's, man. They were awesome to my wife. My kid was there. They were loving the scene.
They're great with kids, dude.
They're they're awesome with
Kara's
kids.
3, right?
Yeah, she's 3.
I mean, dude, that's yeah.
They had when they got this specialty cup on the side.
Oh, right.
That's design has colors and the cool straw. It's that's a big dub, dude.
The problem is, not the problem. They have a huge thing of Andy's mints when you leave, right on the way out. And I can always tell how many old fashions I've had by how many mints I have the next morning. Because there are nights where I go out of there and I'm just full 3/5 of just mints shoved in my pocket.
You one of those dudes?
I basically take half the mints.
Those are solid.
There.
The worst possible mint you can get in that situation is the brown one with the green stripes on it. That is straight garbage.
Oh, I don't know that.
You've seen that one, right? That it's
What's the flavor combo?
What is it?
Andes?
Yeah, you like those?
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, what do you mean with the green on the top?
Yeah, the clear one. It's round with the green.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's basically it's not a good mint.
Oh, you mean the round
round
hard
one.
mints.
The hard mints.
Yes, not the chocolate
Yeah,
ones.
not the chocolate.
Okay.
I mess with those. Yeah, those are
great.
really good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got it.
Those are fire. I will say, though, when I went in there, they were asking me if I would a table outside or inside. If you know me.
Oh, inside.
I'm the biggest anti-eat outside.
You only have one table outside.
Yeah, and they were like, hey, when you're out, I was like, no, man, I'm inside, bro.
Do you know what restaurant my daughter loves, which I'd never really gone to? We go all the time, is Raising Cane's.
Oh, Raising Cane's.
All the time.
Solid.
She loves
the
it.
players
She's like,
there.
Let's go to Cane's. I'm like,
yeah, I'm not in on the Cane's hype.
I like it. I don't love it the way that I love In-N-Out Burger. You know what I'm saying? Or that I love Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A goes pretty hard. But Raising Cane's, I love how all the players go
spicy,
there.
dude. Like they like the spicy, like they have like a spicy mustard though. I'm starting to get hungry thinking about it.
Underrated burger is Five Guys.
I haven't had a Five. It's been a minute since I had a Five Guys.
Really?
Yeah. Like I've had it. Is it the fries that you like or the actual burger?
No, they give you too many fries. I hate to say that, but there's just too many fries.
That's great. There's no such
I
thing.
need there's just way too many. I ordered a small and they give me like 5,000 fries, dude.
You know what is amazing that I never eat anymore because In-N-Out's so much better is Shake Shack. But Shake Shack is legit.
Shake Shack's pretty good, savory.
It's legit.
Kind of has a little aftertaste vibe.
When I lived in New York for those 18 months, the Shake Shack test kitchen was right by my office, and they would just have weird random things.
Really?
A tater tot, cheeseburger or whatever. I'm like, okay, let's try it.
That's
They never made it to the main menu, but I think the chef at the Taste Kitchen just wanted to try weird stuff.
Top three is In-N-Out, McDonald's, and Panda Express.
Dude, I can't. The Mickey D's?
Mickey D's is number one for me, yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, absolutely. I'm like a Mickey D's fanatic. I've watched documentaries, read books. I'm obsessed with just how the company has existed.
Did you watch the Michael Keaton movie?
Yeah, it was good. Founders.
By the way, how good was Obsession?
Pretty obsessed with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You made a weird noise, so they're going to go a different direction.
Yeah, no.
I didn't know what was happening there.
That easily the best movie I've seen all year. I
Dude,
didn't get to see the Odyssey, by the way. I feel like
I can't get tickets.
There's got to be a word for FOMO. It's like FOMO, like fear of missing out on movie.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have big FOMO on
you have FOMO.
Sure. On the Odyssey, because if I have to hear one more person tell me how great of a movie that is, which I definitely Christopher Nolan movies, I'll probably see it. I got to find a way. Of course, I have a daughter, so
it'll be 3 or 4 weeks, dude. You can't get tickets.
I was thinking if Gene and I went to the one movie, but we had Kira set up in another theater, you can't leave her by herself, right?
I would go with a strong no.
Okay,
especially having just sit on.
What if she's dialed, just locked?
She's locked in. I would go with. There's a new concept. You probably never heard of it, but I looked it up. They just invented it. It's called a babysitter.
I know you're thinking about that.
That's the move.
Hiring the babysitter for the thing. Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the move.
That's the move.
Yeah,
that's what you do. And Spider-Man comes out this weekend.
I know, the 31st.
Oh,
can't wait.
Oh
yeah.
We just become best friends.
Yeah, let's
Too
roll.
late. We already did it.
I'll see that movie in 3 years on HBO Max, Disney Plus.
Will you?
Yeah, probably.
You're not going to go to Spider-Man in the theater?
I got to see. I got to see the Odyssey first.
Well, you won't, because you got to see it on 70 millimeter IMAX, and the IMAX, I guess, is the thing you have to do. Bro, it is weird how much I like doing this job.
Man, likewise, bro. I feel alive again.
You're back.
We're back.
Let's go.
Yes.
No Dodgers tonight.
I know. No Dodgers.
All right.
It's a big week, though.
LeBron made his decision on a Friday. We were on vacation, of course. When do you think AD will make his announcement? Which I think we all believe will be he's coming back. I think that's probably... When is it going to be official?
Well, I've already missed out because I will admit an L when I said that I thought maybe he'd be the surprise announcement when they reveal their new jerseys on the 23rd.
That seemed early.
I will say, man, it feels like I'm going to say next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday?
Why not? Just try to throw something out there a little wild.
I'm putting it in my calendar.
Do you think we're going to hear some this week?
I think it's going to be... You and I have one more week of vacation left.
I'll tell you why I said Tuesday,
It'll be one of us will be on vacation, dude.
Okay.
It'll be in August.
You think so?
Or I guess I'm going the first
Well,
week
the
of
reason I
September.
was saying that is I wanted us to get past the trade deadline. And then it's trade deadline, Tarik Skubal to the Dodgers, and then Aaron Donald back to the Rams.
Yeah, I think
and
it's
then
gonna
I
be-
woke up.
It's probably going to be August 18th when you are having some pan con tomate.
That was good.
Thank you. In Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Are you going to the game? Are you going to the camp?
Yep,
I sent you the ticket.
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
right?
I know. Solid. Good stuff.
Did you buy them?
I didn't buy them. Still.
Be careful. They sold out on me last time. I just thought I'd walk up to Camp Nou when I was there
Oh
in
yeah.
April, and they
No,
just
I will.
sold
I will
out.
definitely. I'll probably lock that down tonight.
You're not a planner, are you? You're not like
I am a big planner.
Gene's the planner.
Well, she's the planner on the trip. I'm the sports events ticket planner, concert planner.
That's your role.
Yeah, that's my role.
That's what you do.
That's what I do.
Malcolm Gladwell said that in every relationship, you basically create different things that you have to do for the bandwidth of it.
Oh yeah, we've definitely done that.
So like my role here is the truth teller.
My role is to put my daughter in dresses from the hamper.
And you went to the pool place.
The
What am I
pool
trying to
place,
say? What am I trying to say?
the field trip. It was
The
good
field
times.
trip.
I flew a kite. I'm
not a kite guy.
Dude, I didn't think I was either
I'm
until
a
I
big kite
flew a
dude.
kite.
That's not my thing.
So my kite was just like it was basically up there in space. It was just an incredible kite.
It wasn't.
It was. I have some good video. I ended up. Wait, what do you mean it wasn't in space? It flew high.
It wasn't.
Are you trying to say that
We
my
have,
kite
we have
wasn't?
25 seconds, but I will say this. I find it very obnoxious we're back from vacation and there's no Dodgers game because I'm going to go through soccer and baseball through all tonight. What am I watching tonight?
Man.
We'll be watching sports-wise.
What's popping in? We got other baseball games.
You know what? I'm going to go listen to the show again. I'm going to pull Doug.
That's that's
pull
me
a
right there.
DMAC. He's Doug McCain. I'm Bill Reiter. It is great to be back on the air. Thanks for everyone for hanging out. We'll see you back here tomorrow on DMAC and Reiter.